Hey everyone, thanks for joining us for PIK Presents Live from the Knitting Wars. I'm Deplorable Knitter. We have the fabulous Ann Pinkova as always. We have Janessa from Euphoria Knits. Hey, thanks for coming. And we have Amy, pro-life knitter. Knitter extraordinaire. She's freezing in the south, which is why she looks like a Yeti.
I'm a babushka. Isn't that Tara? Isn't that the right word? Tara can tell us if that's the right word.
Babushka is a Russian grandma.
I'm wearing this because it's colder than a buffalo's teat down here. All right, I'm sorry. It is. Hold on. Let me tell you. And my husband's gonna walk in and think I'm insane. Let me tell you. It is 31 degrees in Louisiana. That is not okay.
31.
That is not okay.
When I woke up this morning, it was -7.
Yeah, but we don't do cold. See?
Yeah.
Can't quite do it.
They had to sand the roads the other day because there's no such thing as salt in Louisiana.
They brined it. That was the thing. I was like, what are we making, like a fried turkey here? Why are we brining the roads?
Don't be a jerky. Fry that turkey.
They were confident about this on the news. They were like, okay, we've got the brine trucks, and they have like a thing on the back.
They called it brining?
They called it the brine trucks. And I'm like,
what? So is it a liquid as opposed to like solid salt like we throw on our stuff?
I'm assuming it's a liquid because I think, don't you have to do your rock salt before it actually gets?
Okay, I do have a question though. This has been bothering me forever. And you said you were good at the physics stuff, right? So like, why is it that when we make ice cream, we use salt to make the ice colder?
I don't know.
But when you're trying to de-ice a road, they put salt on it. So which is it?
I don't know the answer.
Does the salt make it colder or does it melt it? Is it the specific like a specific salt, like special salt for one and the other? I'm pretty sure rock salt is rock salt.
Yeah, but isn't ice cream salt different?
I don't know.
I don't know, because when I was growing up, my dad had a bag of rock salt in the garage for when it snowed. And every time we went to make ice cream, he would just grab that same bag and use it to make the ice cream. So what's the difference?
Maybe your dad was just cheap and didn't realize.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, my parents are super cheap. It's okay, they don't watch this, so I'll be fine. But
I'll share the link.
I mean, I have no idea. Like I don't really understand the salt process. So if you put the salt out before it freezes, is that to like make a layer so it doesn't freeze?
I think it lowers the freezing temperature, doesn't it? Isn't that why we salt? Because salt doesn't work like once it's. I have no idea.
I'm gonna have to Google it later.
We don't know why salt works. Thank you.
They were very proud of their
They're too busy brining the roads so that way we could.
Road is now.
It had the coolest name too. It was called the Salty Dog.
Oh, that's cute. You should see. Is it Canada? Canada has like a naming competition every year for their trucks. I think it's Canada.
I haven't seen that one.
A specific province in Canada where they have like a competition and they all name their plows something funny and ridiculous. I mean, hockey is a big deal, so a lot of them are like hockey jokes, but if you don't watch hockey, you wouldn't get it.
Adam says ice is colder in Canada because it's more like a Siberian gulag up there, so there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know. Several people in the comments were saying that other states brine also, Ohio and Indiana, and so I guess it's a thing.
I don't think I've ever heard it called a brine, though. We just say we put salt. We just salt the roads.
They say it uses less salt. I don't know. I don't know the answer.
So it is a liquid then?
That makes no sense to me.
It seemed like a liquid. It seemed like a thing that was on the back of their truck, and it like went. Psh.
So it's just like salt water, basically.
Well, that's all a brine is.
Yeah.
So we brine our turkeys before you cook them sometimes. So that's what I'm sitting here.
It makes it moister. So maybe they're just trying to make the roads more wet.
I'm just envisioning the road smelling like fresh fried turkeys.
Like, too much
gracious.
Look,
very, very moist streets.
Like, I'm like, we can't even winter like normal people. We have to winter like special. Like we have to winter Cajun. Like it's just we can't even just.
So To be fair, I did happen to see a selfie from you, Amy, when you were like, "Look, my grill froze over."
You know why? Because everybody on my social media was like, "Oh, all you people that say it's too hot in the summertime, I want to see you with your selfies outside." I was like, I am going outside and taking my selfie because you know what? My 2 days of freezing, I will take that any day over 4 months of 100 degrees and 99% humidity.
Well, I mean, I lived in San Antonio for 5 years, so I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
I'll take my 2 days of freeze.
I would rather have my 1 week of freeze and not be melting to death the rest of the year.
Exactly. So I got some.
So people are saying that, it's branding uses less salt and it's more cost effective. So I guess that's the thing. I don't know. I wasn't aware.
Have it happen very often. Maybe it's just a. What are they like?
Yeah, I know it's a pre-treatment for the snow. Like they put it down in anticipation of
right
snow.
So I wonder around here, do we actually have like salts for the brine, or do we like go to the store and buy all the salt?
Yeah, where do you get the salt? Because like we have like quarries here and like sheds holding huge amounts of salt for the winter. I don't know where it comes from in Louisiana.
You like bring it up from the ocean? Is that where you're doing?
Probably, yeah. They just have a big distillery and they just take salt water from the Gulf.
It's right there. I mean, we have it at easy access. I don't know.
I don't know the answer, guys.
I don't know, but I don't like 14 to 19 on my weather right behind you.
Just don't lick the road is all I'm saying.
Even if you want to know if it tastes like turkey.
How salty is it? Don't try it.
Sorry. This just reminds me, when I was in Romania the year before last, we went to a salt mine, which was a great day, epic story of which I told previously. But yes, when you're walking around and there's like salt crystallizing on everything, like it's a salt mine and it's slightly moist. So if you have like the exit sign, there's little salt crystals forming around that sign. And you walk into the bathroom and like the little stall walls are all salt and everything. And it's like on the door and it's, yes.
Did you want to lick anything?
I did see how salty it was. Not in the bathroom, but like on the regular wall, I did lick it.
That's
like, reassuring. Is that a thing people do?
Instead of like, like the athletes when they run up and they pop the top of the door before they leave for a game, Anne's like running up to get the exit sign.
Yeah, a little bit right there.
Oh, fantastic.
But salt is like a disinfectant and stuff. So even if somebody had licked the wall at that point, I think I'd probably have been fine.
Look, I'm looking. Look, Anne. Look.
Oh, what is it?
Whoa.
Brioche.
Fancy.
Very nice. It's not? What is it?
Is it just color work?
It's just 2 color cables.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I mean, it's kind of what brioche is, sort of.
Well, I don't know.
So you've never done brioche? I love brioche so much.
Maybe step into it, but look,
it's super squishy. Brioche is just like 2 colored ribbing.
You know what I don't like about it? It takes a lot longer.
As
we've established, I don't like stuff that takes longer, so it's no good for me.
So I saw there was a video, I saved it. There's somebody who did an instructional video on how to do both colors of brioche at the same time.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
That sounds crazy.
Look,
I need to figure it out.
Look, it's the patterns by Yarna Toli. I'm probably saying that wrong. I'm just impressed I have my little toy here.
Oh, hey.
But the gold is Cedar. What was her name? Cedar
Hills.
Cedar Hills.
Cedar Hill yarns.
And then You and I is the Ostruck.
Oh, those are pretty.
Which neither one of you can get anymore. So sucks for y'all.
Oh, speaking of, I have to tell my shawl story, which is the worst yarn crime I've ever committed. Ever.
It's a really bad crime.
What have you done?
Crime.
Okay, I did want to say that my hat is not for the craft snarkers. I actually have one somewhere. Well, I have a pattern that says Trump won. And I was looking for that, but I didn't have any made on hand at home. So I had to work with my women for Trump hat instead. So there you go. Just wanted to answer that question before I forgot.
Just in case anyone was wondering.
It
No,
does.
Okay,
I really wanted my Trump 1 hat, but it didn't work out. So
I hope I don't need a hat, but I'll need one tomorrow. So
better whip one
okay,
up,
what's
Amy.
this
Finish
story?
that one.
What's this shawl
Okay.
story?
what did you do?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Be prepared to be appalled at her.
To be awfully appalled. Okay, so
It's
I have
appalling.
it is terrible. So this
Hold up.
right here is my Mingling Daisies shawl, which I started for our I have the wrong way up. For the Puritanical Knitting Fun Run, made with beautiful yarn by Holly of Mystery Mouse. And look at that. It's lovely.
Yes, it is.
It makes me very happy. And her Pilgrim's Progress colorway, which she made exclusively for our event. I don't know if she might bring it back later, but it is not currently in her shop, which is a pretty operative point. So the edge on this, it's an I-cord bind off. And okay, normally you're supposed to have 2 rows of this eyelet on the edge, but I was running out of yarn, so I only did a single eyelet, which you can't really see because I didn't block the edge very well. Anyways, at this point there is at least 500 stitches on the edge of this. I took out that I-cord bind off like 3 times because I kept running out of yarn, and then I had to bring it down a couple rows and then go back and bring it down, and I don't know why it kept eating the yarn. It was so bad, and at the end I only had like 6 inches left, and I ran out of yarn again, and I said, screw this. So I committed a terrible, terrible yarn crime. I then defiled another completely exclusive, cannot be got again colorway, as far as I know, which is the Bible colorway that Chicken Lady made, because it's brown and it's got red and a couple of little gold undertones, and this yarn is a little more goldy, but also has a sort of red undertone thing going. So I said, might as well, and I took out a Sharpie and I just sat there and colored it in.
I forgot about Sharpie.
Yes, which I actually went to a tips and tricks like yarn class once, and this gal who she did a beautiful color workbook. I think it was called like Knitting or Farah Without Tears, something like that. Anyways, book is fantastic. But she actually said in that class, she's like, yeah, so if you mess up your color work and it's just 1 stitch off, don't be afraid of getting a Sharpie. Just color that thing in.
See?
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah,
Couldn't do it. I would
Mystery Mouse
take
says this
all
about
that
the whole
row
thing.
right back.
I have no shame. I was almost done with this half and half wrap, and I ran out of this gold. Guess what? I went to my sister's stash, and we're just gonna live with it like that because it's just a blanket on my sofa. Well, I was not good because this was a special dye from Molly Klein Design Sweet Tea Yarns, and I only needed, that bit. So now I know to plan ahead for my half and halves. But
yeah, I would have just
Okay.
bound off with a different color.
right, but it was like
I wouldn't have ripped out that much and then tried to make it work. I would have just been like, you know what? We'll just do the I-cord bind off in a slightly different color.
You know,
And then
I
I'll
get
just
what
say that
you're
I did it on
saying.
purpose and nobody's gonna know.
nobody's gonna
But-
know.
Nobody's gonna know.
I get why Anne did it the way she did, and I don't like to rip stuff out, and that's not my thing ever.
But I have
But-
a question. Does it feel weird?
I was going to show
Oh.
because
I
you
can
see,
feel it, Anne. That doesn't answer my question.
it is a texture difference and it is a weight difference because the other yarn was DK. So
Oh no.
I kind of like it being DK. Like if I had done the entire thing in DK, not with the Sharpie. I think that's like a good tip and trick to use later, that if you have a DK I-cord bind off, it actually sits pretty neat. But color.
I just realized that my phone was this way and everybody else was the other way, and now I feel silly.
No, you were right. Well, you were only sideways.
good.
for a second.
You're fine.
Yeah.
But
Now I gotta
anyways,
see if I can get it to stay.
But does it like feel texturally like because of the Sharpie on there? Like
yes, I think you can see where it is because I'm folding it back on itself so you can kind of see it. Like there is a color difference, and if you look at it, there's a difference. I mean, right now I'm in low lighting, so
I mean, I can't see from here, but you know what? I believe you.
let me
Make her
up-
big, BK. Make her big.
here. Let me
Oh.
up this interrogation lighting for a second while I
Oh,
see,
very good.
yeah, there's a difference.
So
So
that little like rib, like
that
Nobody
little
can now. Nobody's can.
nobody's gonna know.
No.
but also here, and I will turn myself back down. But anyways, so but
I mean, but now the
Unless-
internet knows, but you know.
well, the internet knows.
I mean, now everybody knows, but it's fine.
Everyone's gonna be
It
like,
doesn't
"Oh, your
matter.
shell corner," but like in the middle of the rest of this, are you
No.
gonna see that one
No.
little edge? No,
No.
it'll be fine.
No.
It'll be perfect.
And guess what? If they notice, be like, okay, you knit one better.
So I am very anti-frogging. I loathe frogging, and I was doing a test knit for Olga Patan. I don't know how to say her last name. Patano Petit. Olga.
Mhm.
And I was making this sweater for my youngest daughter. Where did I put the bed? Here it is. And like, I do a lot of test knitting, and I was really struggling with whatever was going on in this pattern. And then I tried it on her, and I had like the whole body done, and the entire thing is color work. The whole sweater is color work. And I had to do like surgery on the collar because when I first cast on, like the head hole was too small. I could not get it over her head. And then like it just everything about it was so frustrating. So I was like, cool. I had her try it on, and it was so tight, like around her little torso. And my kid is like tiny anyway. I mean, she's tall, but she's skinny. And I was like, she's never gonna actually get to wear this sweater. So I ripped out the entire thing and started over. So
Wow,
I haven't even gotten to
that's
sleeve
crazy.
separation yet, but I'm back to this point. I'm on the yoke. But it's super cute.
It is very pretty.
I really love the like, I don't know, I'm going the wrong way. I love the motif of it. Like it's super cute. But I've never ripped out a test knit after the test is over
Right.
and redid it. So but yeah, like there's short rows for the back of the collar, and the first one I made, like I love doing, I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely love doing what's it called? Like what's the word? Like the sewn bind off, the what is the word? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the tubular?
Tubular. Thank you.
Yeah,
That's the word
because sorry, I was looking
Okay.
at how it was. I've never done that before, actually.
You've never done it? Okay, so I absolutely love the tubular bind off and cast on because it's like super stretchy. I keep going the wrong direction. It's super, super stretchy. And
That's
it just
cool.
looks really nice and neat and finished. And I love it for collars and cuffs on sweaters.
Right.
And I do it for all of my cowls and everything. But she had a different method. And so I did her method first, and it was using like a provisional cast on, and then you just knit around it or whatever. And I took the provisional cast on out, and it looked so bad. I was like, this is awful. It was all stretched out and gross. And I ripped the whole thing out, and I knit it again my way. And then I had got all the way down. I got to the sleeve separation, and then I realized I couldn't get it over her head. So
Right.
instead of ripping it all out again, I just took out, like right along here, where the short rows ended, and like reknit it, and then kitchenered it all together.
Oh wow.
And then now I've just ripped the whole thing out a third time,
Oh my gosh.
but it's fine.
You're good. You just did intense surgery on your knitwear. That's just,
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm interested.
I love color work though. I did this. What is this hat called? See, I don't even know. I made a hat.
Mhm. It's cute.
it's beautiful.
That is cute. Sorry.
I have a pattern around here somewhere.
I had to deal with men and turn the gumbo off. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. Oh, here we go. Alpine Bloom is what it's called.
I think I was looking at that. That pattern.
Who is the designer? I'll get there. Oh, it's a Boylan Knitworks hat. Caitlin Hunter.
Cool. Cool.
But my friend wanted to knit it with me, and I was like, all right, cool. And then she was like, I bet you could knit it in a day. And I was like, is that a challenge? Is that? And then my husband, who has an enormous head, was like, you have to knit it in a day, and it has to be big enough to fit my hood. And I was like, challenge accepted, butthead.
Fine.
So I did. I made it in 24 hours.
That's
And
awesome.
she hates me, so there's that. It was fun.
Well,
She was like, it took me 2 months to make this stupid hat. I was like, that is because you swatched and you care. And I don't.
It's watching.
I never
Also,
swatch for hats.
Sounds like a
watches-
skill issue.
I'm not-
So
Who does that?
I'm not
Who does
swatching.
that? Crazy people swatch. I like to live dangerously. Okay, if it doesn't fit, too bad.
If it doesn't fit, that was God's problem. What meant to be.
Yep. If
Like,
the hat's too big, I just put it on my husband. If it's too small, I put it on a kid.
God, so
Give it as a gift. Nobody's gonna know.
what do we say? Nobody's gonna know.
someone's gonna
Nobody's
want
gonna know.
Nobody's gonna know.
I feel like that's just my motto now. Anytime I screw up something, it's just gonna be like, you know what? Nobody's gonna know. I'm the only one who knows. I'm gonna tell everybody because I hate it, but nobody's gonna know.
That's like I just finished a giant blanket for a friend of mine who will have a big life event soon. And I agonized over what pattern to use. And I'm like, you know what? I am thinking way too hard about this. They are not going to know if it's a cool, fancy, difficult pattern. They don't know anything about yarn. They're just going to be like, cool, she made us a blanket. That's awesome. Like, they're not going to know. So I was
And
like,
if you put it in your dryer, she'll have to kill you later.
and I made it with cotton. So
Oh,
that
okay, then you're good.
I purposely chose cotton yarn, which is what made it difficult because it was one of those stranded yarns, not
Oh.
the ones that is implied, but the gradient really pretty. But it's just my basic baby blanket I use for everything. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna make a really giant one. I started it and frogged it like 5 times. I'm like, I'm just gonna make a giant one because they're not gonna know. They're gonna go, cool, she made us a blanket and we can put it in the washing machine.
like, wow, how kind of her. And you're like, that's right.
Because I was trying all kinds of really cool crochet, like front post, back post, blah, 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 which I can do. But in that yarn is a little more
I
difficult.
can't. How do you do it with cotton? Cotton makes my teeth hurt trying to knit with it. I hate it.
Because it's not the same. It's not like Hobby Lobby. I love this cotton because it's the 4 strands not plied together. So it definitely doesn't feel fantastic. But except for the last 2 days, it's humid around here, so we have plenty of moisture in the air, so it's fine. But I wanted something she didn't have to think about,
What's your go-to baby blanket pattern?
Oh, definitely Smooth Fox Beginner Round Ripple. That is my go-to.
What is the beginner round ripple?
The lady, it was Smooth Fox Blogspot, I think. It was a blog she had for forever and a day. And it's if you just Google Smooth Fox, like a smooth fox, like you pet him and he's smooth. Beginner Round Ripple baby blanket. The only difference is she does in the back loop because she's purposely changing colors. I ain't got time for that. I get mandalas or whatever's, and you just let the color do its thing.
Let it go.
Let it
That's
go.
the way to do it.
Exactly. But and then Bev's Country Cottage, she has tons of amazing patterns. She's the best. She's really sweet.
I'm gonna say I'm making a baby blanket right now because everybody that I know is pregnant with a girl.
And
They're all girls.
There are boys around here. And seriously, I did some Let Them Live work, which, hashtag letthemlive.org. And I sat down and I did some work, which I should have done today, being a day off, but I didn't. I made gumbo and chili and played with yarn, but I didn't do the work I should have done. Nobody tell the boss. I don't get paid. It's volunteer. But anyway, almost every baby, when I went through everything, was a boy. I'm like, what the
Really?
heck?
Yeah, because here it's like everybody's a girl. So I have a cousin who just had a girl. We have a neighbor who's pregnant with a girl. A friend of my husband's, we found out his wife is pregnant with a girl. And then I feel like there's another one I'm missing. Somebody else is
We've had like
pregnant with a girl. Oh, another friend of ours, his sister is pregnant with a girl, and she lives in New Hampshire.
But that's what's weird is let them live is all over the place. It's not like it's just my area. You know, it's all the women from all over the country. And I'm like, literally out of all the babies, because December was 23, I think, babies born. Almost all of them were boys, or blast the ones that I checked in our little back office thing. And I'm like, man. And I was already running low on boy stuff. So I'm like, I don't have enough boy stuff. So if y'all want to make boy stuff, you send it to me. That'd be great.
There you go. I always use this, was it Bernat's Pipsqueaks or whatever? Because it's like super stupid soft.
Yeah.
Looks like it.
And it works up fast because I think I'm using like 5.5 millimeter needles. So, and I do like, okay, did you ever do those like little washcloths, like when you first learn where you start at the corner and you go out and you go back in again?
Yep.
And it's just garter stitch.
Yeah. That's my favorite. I love that.
That's what I use for baby blankets.
Yeah.
That's because it makes a perfect square every time. And I just go.
No, I love doing that for baby blankets too, and especially if it's like self-striping or whatever, and you're like, look, it's a pattern. They're like, it's so fancy. I'm like, it's not.
Somebody mailed me one time, and I want to say it was, I want to say it was like it was a Lion brand, something I could see it in my head, but it was a really cool color thing. And I know the mom will be like, hey, and the mom will be like, this is so cool. I'm like, she's gonna have no idea that it's just that's how the yarn went.
Well, and then like these, they have like a variegated, and the variegated looks super cool too because it's just like chunks of color, and I love the way the pooling comes out. And my youngest daughter, I made her 2. The first one, she loved it to death, and then I was like, well, she's too big for it now. I need to make her a bigger one. And I mean, it's huge. It took me 3 years to finally complete this stupid blanket, and I don't know how many of the giant balls of Bernat's.
That's why I crochet for baby for the baby one.
I never knit blankets.
I could sleep under it. It's massive. And she sleeps with it every night, so I guess it was worth it.
Like people have mailed me knit blankets. I'm like, y'all are amazing because I literally
I'm not doing
volunteer with this organization and
I cannot crochet for the life of me. I grew up crocheting and I suck at crochet. I hate it. I suck at it. My kids are always like, Mom, make me this amigurumi thing. And I'm like, I can't. I tried. Every time I get like some weird wonky.
All crocheters, nobody likes doing that. We just pretend we like doing that for people that we love.
I don't mind making them.
You know why I like knitting? Because if I lose my stitch, I know where to find it. In crochet, it's just gone forever.
See, and why I like crochet.
There's a hole though.
See, why I like
there's a hole there.
Is look, I can go, oh, and it's okay.
Yeah, but I don't frog. I don't do it. I've found
advance, never retreat.
Yes. If I up, I can just and like a few stitches back, I just pick it up and I'm good. See.
I don't have time for that. I got 4 kids. I don't have time to frog and do it again. I don't got time for that.
Oh, not a big project. Look, if it's like 7 rows back, sorry.
There's just gonna be a hole there. And they ask it. I did that on purpose. It's for ventilation.
Element. But I mean, like if I'm like doing a cluster and I'm like, oh crap, I should have done 3 there. I'll just go backwards and it's fine. If I knit and it should have been a knit purl and it was knit, I'm like, oh screw it. It's just gonna be knit.
See, now I will go back to that stitch and I will drop that stitch all the way down. I will fix it and then I will go all the way back up. But I won't rip a whole thing out. I'll just find that one row and
yeah, no, I don't know.
Okay, so this
Hey,
little
Carol.
Hi, Carol.
Hi.
How's it going?
I lost track of time. I'm sorry. I was just sitting here living in my own hooker life and I lost track of it and then I realized I was late.
I was curious because you were so enthusiastic earlier and then you didn't come. I was like, oh, well, something must have come up.
No, I was sitting here and I was like, I'm gonna be the best hooker out there while I was sitting here working on this shawl. And then my husband came in. He's like, I thought you were on the stream. I was like, I am. And he was like, babe, the time. And I was like,
oh crap.
Oops, that's okay.
I'm sorry. I was lost in myself.
Simone.
Okay, have you seen that thing that's going around right now? I've had about 17 million people send it to me, where this lady like knits with glass.
No.
You haven't. Okay, well, I'll have to find a way to send it to you. So this lady like uses glass, and then like knits with it while it's hot, and then makes these art pieces with knitted glass.
What?
Ooh,
That sounds
Yes.
insane.
Fancy and
dangerous.
third degree
Like
burn. I love
like
it.
that blown glass.
Hardcore.
Yeah, like blown glass. I don't know if she like stretched. I mean, there wasn't a video; it's just images.
Wow.
But she must have like stretched it out, and then I don't know if she uses metal needles or something, or how she just pulls it through. You know, like if you were to finger knit, maybe. I have no idea, but
Oh,
it was crazy cool.
that
But I
is-
had, I don't even know how many people send it to me, and I was like, I know, I've already seen it. I already liked it on Instagram. You can tell because my face is right there. But that's cool. You can send it to me again. Thank you.
Thank you. You can
That
see
is
friends of
cool.
yours who liked it. It was me. I was your friend who liked
I
it.
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I have one friend that we just constantly send memes, and then it's like, I sent that meme to you already, but you
I
didn't
know.
look at the meme I sent you. You just turned around and sent me the same meme. That's fine.
That's what me and my husband do.
That's
And then we're like, did you see the meme? I'm like, no.
We do all the time.
Right? Or I'll send my husband something. He's like, I literally just sent that to you. And I was like, oh, yeah, I guess you did. And he goes, why don't you ever look at the things I send you? And I was like, that's because I'm too busy sending you 75 that you don't look at.
My coworker and I'll be like at work together, like we're 6 feet apart. We're sending each other. But I have not seen that. That would be cool.
I don't know if I can look it up while I'm in the stream because I'm
And
on
we
my
have
phone.
we have a local like glass blower artist. That'd be cool. So,
I need to learn how to do it because we're taking our kids to the Museum of Glass at some point. So
That's cool.
we'll see what's up.
I didn't know that
maybe
was a
maybe
thing.
they'll let me knit with it while I'm there. We'll see.
Even then, I'd be like,
No, they'll be
Probably
like,
not.
no, ma'am, you're a liability. No, thank you.
Yeah.
You're too
Well, they've got-
enthusiastic.
They've got
well,
stuff
get
where
in
you
there.
can like
Just
glass
get my
blow
fingers
and
into it.
whatever. Yeah.
I just realized like the same news guy that's out has been like the news guy that was out at like 6 o'clock. He has got to be tired.
They got energy drinks there.
Like, because like this
This is
morning
a
he was
big
like,
day
look at
for the news people.
He
He
was
went home and had a nap.
No, like I've checked off and on throughout the day, and he's been on there. And like he was this morning, it was like, look at this boat, and this boater is on the lake, and it's all choppy. And then like they did like a 5 o'clock update. Oh, turns out they were like a special boat that was trying. They were like practicing what to do in choppy.
They had to give you boat updates as if it just being cold isn't news enough. Wait, guys, the boat's okay.
The news was like, oh my bad. He really wasn't an idiot. He was actually like practicing on what to do when it's choppy weather. And now there's like a fire in another place. This poor guy, he's just been like going all day. I'm like, someone get this man like a donut or something. Like he's got too tired.
Good donut too, not that cheap donut that's been out since like 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No. Better still, get him a king cake. Come on, it's king cake season.
Oh yeah, that's a good.
Is
stuff.
it?
Yes,
I don't know. I don't live down there.
it's king cake season. As soon as January 6th comes, it's king cake season
Yeah.
Okay.
How long does that go for?
till Easter. Till Mardi Gras.
Okay.
Till Mardi Gras.
Okay.
See, I didn't even know what Mardi Gras was until I met my ex-husband because he has family in Shreveport.
Oh, and that's just like Mardi Gras light.
I don't know. I went there and visited them one time, and I'm good.
Yeah, that's not Mardi Gras. That's like Mardi Gras is like.
Oh, it wasn't even Mardi Gras. I visited. We went there one time, and I'm good. I don't ever have to go back. I mean, he's an ex-husband, so I don't. But
That's an accurate representation of Shreveport. Yes.
Okay, Amy, here you go. What's king cake?
Oh,
oh, what? Okay.
oh, it's king cake.
It's a
king,
cake
Not
with a
even
baby
one
in
of
it.
my people either. So
king cake is a delicious pastry that those of us who are gluten-free can't eat. It's really sad. But it is a pastry that you only eat from King's Day, which is January 6th, not Insurrection Day, King's Day, and then until Mardi Gras. And I forget what all the things mean, but purple, green, and gold, each one of those things means something. And I don't do Mardi Gras, so I don't actually, follow any of that crap, but I actually remember most of it. And there's a baby inside it. And if it's a good bakery, they actually put the little plastic baby inside it. And the whiners who say they're going to choke on it, that's not a good bakery. So you don't want to use that. Walmart king cake is not king cake. That's not true. We don't eat Walmart king cake. So basically it's a big round oval-y. It's
like a bunt.
It's kind of, no, it's not like a bunt. It's kind of like a cinnamon roll. Some of them are like cinnamon rolly. Some of them are like a sweet bread brioche. There's different kinds. It's a whole science.
Can I just interrupt for a second? For someone who's never heard of king cake, maybe it's a cake with a baby in it. May not come across correctly. So they put fake babies inside the cake.
It's a little toy plastic baby. And if you get the cake piece that has the baby in it,
you have to
what happens? I don't know what you're special.
You have to do what?
The little baby represents baby Jesus. Okay.
Yes.
It's a little plastic baby Jesus, and they come in all colors. And they're in there. So if you cut the king cake and your slice has a little plastic baby in it, you have to go buy the next king cake.
okay.
I thought it just meant that you had only 3 days to eat the cake or the baby wouldn't survive.
Well, nobody waits 3 days eating king cake. It's just that's.
That's like a great horror novel. I'm writing that down.
Wait, what?
You have the cake. You have 3 days to eat it and find the baby.
Nobody waits 3 days. But
I mean, Jesus took 3 days to come out, so should this baby, right?
if you see the baby and you purposely pick another piece, that's not That's not cool.
Oh.
If you if the baby's
You see the baby, you take it. You take another slice.
You got the baby. If you see the baby, you got the baby. And you buy, if you got a Randazzo's king cake and you got the baby, you don't go buy Walmart king cake. That's not.
You have to buy good king cake.
Randazzo's?
The quality. That's one of the bakeries, Randazzo's.
Okay.
Randazzo's.
The best ones are filled with cream cheese. Is that true?
Yes, the best ones are filled with cream cheese.
I mean,
do
cream
love some
cheese
cream
does
cheese,
make
so.
everything better.
There's
So.
a Bananas Foster one, y'all. I want it so bad, but I know that I would hurt so bad for so many days. I'm like, it sucks being gluten-free in king cake season.
All I know is that up here in Colorado, we had king cake once for something. I don't remember what it was. And now that you're telling me what it is, I don't think we had a real king cake. I'm pretty sure it was just like funfetti that somebody put a plastic baby in.
Because some people, it's generally oval, and there's different, everybody has their own little spin on it. So some of them have white, kind of like icing. It's just a sugar diabetic coma in a cake.
Sounds good.
The king cake knife stays in the box. You leave the knife in the box. That's just the rule. And you cut your slice whenever you want. And you walk by while you're doing your laundry, you cut a slice of king cake. You walk by on the way to dinner, you cut a slice of king cake. It's just,
I think this is an excuse to eat cake for a couple months.
Right. Because while everybody else starts New Year's resolutions, we eat king cake.
Y'all are buying cakes and eating them in 3 days or you die. So
now there's probably, and Tara of Yarn Chicken and Shit could probably tell us the actual reason for the king cake, because I'm pretty sure it's a whole Catholic thing. I'm the opposite of Catholic, so I really don't know the reason. But there is
it French?
Well, it's Catholic because Mardi Gras is the woohoo before Easter.
Right, but French Catholic? Because Mardi Gras, I mean, that's French, right?
Well, yeah, because Louisiana Cajun, yeah. But I think there's a whole Greek one and other kinds of, and they have different names for it. We just call it king cake, but there's a whole thing to it I don't know the religious history of it. I just know it's.
I don't know the religious history of putting babies in cake, but.
I mean, if it starts on January 6th, that's Epiphany. So kings visiting baby Jesus.
And baby Jesus was the king.
Right. And Mardi Gras ends at midnight on Ash Wednesday is after Mardi Gras. And that's a whole woohoo, have all our fun before Lent, you know. So not that I do any of that, but
So what you do is you eat cake for 2 months, so you're sick of cake, and then you give up cake for Lent, so then you don't feel bad for not eating cake.
This
We
is a
can go
fine
with that.
plan.
you
Yeah.
can't eat king cake after Mardi Gras though. That's against the rules.
Oh, but you can have any other kind of cake.
Well, you can have other kind of cake, but king cake is special. It's
Okay.
special.
You have your seasonal cakes.
I gotta find a picture.
Although it doesn't really sound like cake. It sounds more like a bread.
It's kind of. Oh man, I gotta find a picture.
Okay. How close
What
is
is
it to like a
cake?
panettone?
I don't know what that is. Am.
It's like an Italian thing that you have for Christmas.
Yeah, because I'm Italian.
Oh yeah, like the Italian sweetbread stuffs.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that stuff is so good.
Are you talking about chambel?
Not
I got a
sure.
cousin that makes chambel every year. It's like a breadish cake, and they put the frosting on it and all the sprinkles. No?
Oh,
Yes?
Mm,
All right.
Well, the one I have doesn't have frosting on it, but I've never
Tree
actually
says
made it
yes.
myself. It comes in a box on World Market, and they're like, it's
Oh.
the Italian whatever. I'm like, awesome.
And it's like sometimes they'll put like raisins or something in it.
Yeah, kind of mixed fruit and
Here we go.
It's like fruit bread.
No,
Sweet
There's no
pastry
fruit.
fruit bread stuffs.
yeah, it's light and fluffy.
Mm. Not what I'm thinking of.
Sorry.
all right, here you go. I put it in the chat. If you wanna put up
She
a
says I've seen
picture.
a grown man attempt to swallow a baby because he was too cheap to bring the next cake.
There you go. I'll put the link in so you
You
can
tell
check it.
him that the hospital bill is going to be more expensive than a cake.
Just offer it up for adoption.
little.
Here's the plastic
Right?
baby. Someone else bring it.
So
Somebody-
somebody else adopts the
Jesus.
baby Jesus.
It's like this big. You can't if you can't swallow that, you have problems. So, but no, you're not supposed to swallow it. Which is why some of the bakeries don't put it in the cake. They put it in the box, and you're supposed to stick it in there because they don't want the liability. But Anne, I put the link in if you would like to click the link and show them what a king cake looks like.
Well,
Do you know how to do it, Anne?
no.
You have to pull up the link. I don't have my laptop, or I'd do it.
Because I have a king cake sitting over there, but I'm not getting up to get it.
Hold the link.
And then
It's half eaten.
you
Yes.
should be able to like go to settings and like share your screen. I think.
The present
Oh,
button.
it's sold out. I have like 40 million tabs. Y'all are going to judge me.
No. Everybody I work with always has like at least a minimum of 30 tabs, and I don't know how they function. So
I
Yeah,
can't
because
do
I'm like a
that.
4-tab minimum. I have 4 of them right now, and it's bothering me. Like now, I need to go close one because it's bothering me.
Present.
And now that
Share
I'm
screen.
close out.
No.
Sharing screen. Screen sharing works best on a good computer. Wow.
Wow.
Oh,
I think StreamYard
judgmental.
just judged you.
StreamYard is throwing some shade.
Choose
Man.
which to share. It's like, which of these 42 tabs would you like to share? Okay. Sorry. Just this one. There we go.
There you go.
So
Sorry.
I
So that-
still don't get it.
So that is
It
that
did
is
say that it was braided, though. I mean,
yes.
that's
Some of them are braided. Some of them are just kind of folded. That one
Is it kind of like challah bread?
I don't know what that is.
It's a Jewish bread. You
would
have
think
Christmas
that's what that
time.
is, but it's kind of I know what you're talking about.
super king
So see,
cake.
that one has sprinkles.
Schoolbarking.
What
That
makes it
bakery-
super?
Because it's bigger. That one uses sprinkles. Other bakeries only use sugar. They only use like colored sugar.
Oh, this one, cream cheese, also has that. No, these
Cream
are all,
cheese is the
they
best.
seem frosted.
Cream cheese is the best for sure.
Excuse
And
me.
in
That's
typical
true.
New Orleans fashion, there is many Randazzo king cakes. There is non-Randazzo king cakes. And once upon a time, they had a big falling out, and they are 2 different Randazzos. It is definitely a difference.
Okay.
And you see how much it is. So you see how expensive it is.
Yeah, the
Yes.
comments are surprised at how expensive it is.
Well, I think that might have been the shipping price, which is past that point now. But because this is
Well,
a very
it says that shipping is included in with it, but
yeah, this is a very short Mardi. It's
Oh,
weird.
really?
Yeah, because Mardi Gras is over Super Bowl weekend, and that doesn't usually happen. That's how I judge time. Football.
I respect it.
But it could be anywhere, and I don't even remember all the rules. It's X amount of days before or after some equinox or something like that. I don't remember, but there's rules, and I don't remember the rules. And then there's regular Catholic and Orthodox.
She doesn't care about the rules. She just wants cake,
I
guys.
just want the cake. And there's like 2 bakeries that make gluten-free king cakes, and I want cake.
Yeah.
Moral
Well, now
of the
I'd like
story.
some. I would like to try some king cake, but I live in New York, so my guess is that anything I can get is crap. So
Well, a lot of us ship it. We do ship it to people far away, and then and it comes great. But
yeah,
like,
Fat
it
Tuesday
only
is the
ships it to
13th or
people-
I mean,
6th.
you can't get it on Prime, Amazon Prime, 2-day shipping.
not on Amazon Prime.
I don't
But
think I want a
there
cake
is
from Prime,
something
thank you.
mixed you can buy. I've never tried it, so I don't know if it's any good. But
Or you could go to Walmart.
No,
no, don't
thank
go to
you.
Walmart. That's bad juju. I'm not even Catholic, and I know that's wrong. Don't do that.
Okay, this is what it is, Amy. Easter is the first Sunday after the first full moon after the first day of spring.
Okay, so Mardi Gras
I had no idea.
Mardi Gras is 47 days before Easter, I think.
Okay.
Well, because doesn't Easter fall on like the spring equinox or something?
Well, I just said it. It's
Yeah, whatever she
the
said.
Yeah.
first Sunday after the first full
So
moon
if
after
the
the first day of
equinox is
spring.
earlier, then Mardi Gras is earlier.
Yeah.
Because Mardi Gras ends the day after Mardi Gras is Ash Wednesday, and that's what starts the Lenten season, correct? I
Mhm.
believe.
40 days of
Yes.
whatever.
So I don't know
So,
what
yeah.
the 47 days is, but
I'm not Catholic. I have no faith. in
I'm
stuff.
not either. I'm like the opposite of Catholic, but
So
I went to
Catholic
Catholic mass
either,
one
but-
time when I was in like middle school, and I was so lost because everyone was like, stand up, sit down, kneel, say these words. I don't know the words. Nobody warned me that I was supposed to study before I went to Catholic mass. It was
It
very
makes me-
confusing.
If it makes you feel any better, we actually have like a guidebook like that thick of like everything you're supposed to do. So like in the beginning, there's like a section that tells you when to stand, what to stay, all that other stuff. So don't worry if you're confused. We literally cheated and made a study guide.
you made a study guide.
Well,
Yeah.
nobody gave me the study guide in 7th grade, okay?
It's all good.
Well, and then my grandparents were Pentecostal. And so we went out and visited them, and I went to Pentecostal church once, and it was terrifying.
Oh.
Because I grew up in like non-denominational Christian church, right? So you went in, you sat down, then you stood up, you said hi to the people around you, then you ignored them for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then you stand there and you sing, and then they say that you can sit down, and then the guy comes up and he talks a bunch of stuff at you. You take a nap, and then you go home.
Okay.
That sounds like kids that Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, that was, and then I went to Pentecostal church at like 14, and there was like, the pastor was like screaming in the microphone. There was a guy in front of us speaking in tongues. There was people like running up and down the aisles, and I'm like, what is happening and why?
Yeah.
When
No,
I was in the military, going through basic training, they would let you go to whatever denomination that you wanted to. At that time, I wasn't like religious and whatever since, but in order for you to go to your service, you had to go with somebody. So I was the person that was going to church like 3 times a day because I was going with different people for their various services, right? And
Did
I
I give
learned
you
a
like
lot.
extra points into heaven for going that many times?
No, it doesn't work that way. But when I went, there was one denomination. It was called the Church of Mary, and I'd never heard of that before. But the one thing that I continue to remember is like the moment I walked into the church till I left, like everybody was crying like all the time. Like it was just nonstop crying. And when I was walking
I've been
home,
to some lady Bible studies like that. Heckin' uncomfortable. Sorry.
yeah. Well, and it was just like everybody was doing it, right? It wasn't just the person I came with, it was like the whole pews.
That sounds strange.
Yeah, and so I asked the nice lady I went with, I was like, hey, not that I want to ask why you're conditioned to cry, but I was just wondering if you could kind of explain it to me a little bit. And so the way that she said it is that everybody becomes so overwhelmed with like the goodness and the love of Mary that it just ends up welling up as tears that come out. I was like, wow, that's really romantic and still strange, but I respect it. So
Interesting.
I wonder how many tissues they go through in a week.
a lot. No, like they had like the little packets that you could just pick up and take with
And
you
I
to
hope
the
they have
theater.
a Costco membership because that's too much.
This was before Costco was a thing.
Oh,
yeah, no. No.
I mean, can you buy tissues in bulk at the BX?
Yeah, you can. They have a
See?
section. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
See, I just remember. Okay, so I'm random Baptist, but Northern Baptist, where if anyone like amens during a sermon, we're like, whoa, sorry, we were listening. Like, what are you doing? Like, but so I went to this one church with my then sister-in-law that was a little more progressive, and I'm like, whoa, I'm not sure about this. There's mood lighting in the sanctuary. I don't know. There's like a drum set and she's wearing ripped jeans. Why is there a woman on the stage? Why is she have these ugly bridesmaids in the band? Like, why? She's clearly the star here. I don't get it. And she was doing this, like, everyone's singing and doing whatever. I'm like, this song sucks. It doesn't rhyme. It's so unmemorable because I'm a little critical. Like, I don't like it. This music, you wrote a bad song, Petey. What's going on? And anyways, so I'm standing there, and the gal I was with was determined, so she was like front row sitter. I'm like, oh wow, we're doing this. And so everyone else is like half dancing, and I'm like, this music ain't even good enough to dance to. And I'm in church, I'm not gonna dance. So I'm standing there, and the gal in front is like, basically, if you don't dance, you don't have the Holy Spirit. And I'm just standing there still like, if you want to get off that platform, you can fight me. You're not that far away.
I like how people try to tell you if you've got the Holy Spirit or not.
Exactly. I'm like, I don't get it. I'm not gonna do the whole misty-eyed thing. This isn't good.
My church is super boring in comparison to that. So
Also, like those people who like put their arms up in the air, do they get tired? Their arm is always up.
It's
Put your arm down. Do you have a question?
Like the one guy in the Civil War, who rode into battle with one arm up. I mean, you gotta.
There's always that one person who's just like, praise Jesus, and they have their arm up in the air, and I'm like, do they switch halfway? Does one get tired?
No,
is
they
there
don't.
a rule
So,
to which arm is allowed to be up?
No, so like in my last Easter mass that we had. So first off, like if you're Catholic, you have to go to church on Easter. That's like the one day that you're not allowed to miss unless like you're like in the hospital. And even then they're like, put it on the TV or something, right? Like you have to attend. And so, normally my moderately filled church was only like to the brim, like standing room only. And in the whole church, like there was just like this one gentle elderly man in the front, and he spent the entire time just doing that, the whole hour and a half.
I didn't think Catholics did that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Lutheran, and so we're pretty much Catholic, except less praying to saints.
As says the right Catholics.
And I've never seen anybody raise their arms in my church. I went to a school that was in a Baptist church, and sometimes the kids did it, and then sometimes you felt like you had to do it too because we had chapel. We had to go to chapel and sing and have sermons and stuff. And so sometimes you do it just because everybody else was, and you felt like weird if you weren't. But I
conform and dance.
We didn't dance. But there was a lot of the but I like being a Lutheran. There's a lot of just stand, be quiet, go have a cup of coffee when you're done. Like that's kind of
how the church I grew up in was quiet like that. But also apparently the church I grew up in was like bougie, and I didn't realize it because I wasn't rich, but everybody else was. And like they had this one lady who started coming, and I guess she was like a famous opera singer or something. Try competing with Miss Opera during the singing. She didn't need a microphone. She could have been singing alone. Nobody could hear themselves. I don't even know it was insane. I mean, her voice was beautiful, but it was so loud that it just like took over. And the church was not small. It was big. I think our pastor was like halfway to Joel Osteen status at one point. Until he, I think when I was in high school, he got up in front of the entire congregation and was like, I have impure thoughts about other men, so I'm no longer going to be the pastor of this church. And we were like, that's why he's dressed so well and teaches spin classes during the week.
Should have seen that one coming, I guess.
I'm going to write that down too.
Oh man.
I just brought king
Yeah.
cake. I mean, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Did I
I don't
take
know
it
how
too
this
far?
digress, but
If you haven't,
I have
pure
a tendency
salt-
to take things too far. You can tell me to stop talking. It's okay.
No, we don't. That's all we do here. But if you have impure thoughts, that's what Mardi Gras is for. So literally,
Maybe he needs to have a little more Jesus in his cake.
literally the purpose of Mardi
If he had
Gras.
got the baby Jesus a couple times, then maybe he would have turned that around.
It's literally the purpose of Mardi Gras is to get all of it out before Lent. That's literally the purpose.
Anyway.
Anyways.
Just like this is time for my PSA of don't come to New Orleans over Labor Day weekend. It's not a family-friendly weekend. Thank you.
Yeah, that was always something when I was overseas when people would ask me about Mardi Gras. And I was always very confused why they would ask me because I was the American that grew up in Europe. So I like don't know jack about like so many American culture things. But I was in Japan and they were like, so like what is it about Mardi Gras that makes everybody get naked? And I was like, I don't know.
It's alcohol. The alcohol does it.
The alcohol.
They get the impression that it's okay.
Yeah. I didn't even know what Mardi Gras was. I had to go ask like one of my other like American coworkers, and I was like, they keep asking me, and I don't know what it is. And it's like, well, you're not from Louisiana or America, so don't worry about it. It's like, but I still want to know.
Like you shouldn't even be trying to explain it. That's not
right.
I don't even do Mardi Gras, and I'm from here.
Like I've made a few friends in like online in Europe and stuff, and my husband like cooks a lot, and I have a friend that was like, why is the gravy white? Because I sent pictures of food and we had
Like,
biscuits and gravy.
Why the gravy is white?
And they were like, why is the gravy white? I was like, because it's white gravy.
It's white gravy.
They were like, what do you mean? What's white gravy? And I'm like,
There's different kinds of gravy.
you guys only have one gravy? We got turkey gravy, brown gravy, country gravy.
Yeah.
Like, you all only have one gravy.
We got all kinds of ways to thicken up our thighs. Didn't you know that?
Right? Oh my gosh. I was like, what do you mean? Why is it white? Because we put flour in it.
Yeah, and everything. That's why I can't eat it. It's in everything.
Oh God, yeah. My mom went gluten-free, and now it's like, what can you eat? She's gluten-free, and now she's gone gluten-free and dairy-free, and she doesn't eat tomatoes.
Oh, man.
And it's like, just
hard.
eat until you die. I don't know why you do that to yourself. Nothing is good now.
Trust me,
Nothing
it's not a choice. But like I made gumbo today, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna make it like the old-fashioned way. Like I know how to do. Well, I haven't made a gluten-free gumbo in a long time, like from scratch. And I was like, yeah, I forgot that gluten-free doesn't make roux the same way.
Oh, no.
And I was like, this is not turning the color it should be. I'm like, this is incredibly pale. This should be much, much darker by now. And I'm like, oh crap. So I opened my cabinet, and I'm like, oh, I have instant roux. Thank you.
To say, do you put potatoes in your gumbo?
No.
Potatoes?
No.
I don't know. I don't eat gumbo.
No.
So like
No.
I made some gluten-free potato soup for my mom the other day, and what I did was I took like a good portion of the potatoes, and I just put them in a blender and used that as the roux to thicken it up, and it worked pretty okay.
Yeah, potato soup, but no, gumbo does not have potatoes in it.
Well, I don't know. I'm Irish. We put potatoes in everything.
Some people put potato salad in their gumbo, and that's a whole controversy. So
that sounds disgusting.
It's a whole controversy.
I think I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
I don't eat potato salad anyway, so I can't imagine.
Potato salad's amazing. I wouldn't have that.
It doesn't go in gumbo, but it is a thing in some parts of Louisiana. It is
gross. Yes, it is gross.
That is a thing in some parts of Louisiana. Just like some people put mayonnaise in their red beans and rice.
Get out.
My husband's looking at me like, that's disgusting. Yeah, some people put mayonnaise in their red beans and rice.
Oh, well, that's an interesting choice.
Well, I don't know if that comes from being poor or what, but
I don't even have words for that. That is some of the widest thing I've ever heard. Put mayonnaise in.
No, it's like certain segments, like they'll do that. I think it's just to make it thicker or whatever. I'm like, well, my red beans is plenty thick. I don't need to put
But
mayonnaise.
why do you need to put? But why mayonnaise?
I don't do it. That's not my.
That is awful.
You.
Mayonnaise?
But the potato salad, no, I'm not. I love potato salad, but I'm not putting it in my gumbo. Gumbo is
Have you ever played around with potato starch as opposed to cornstarch?
Some, but cornstarch is just there. It's easier. It's cheaper. I mean, it's even more readily available.
Yeah.
But
I just
use,
find
like,
that potato
like-
starch like makes the gravy really shiny, and it makes me happy.
True.
So
I
that's
just used the
for
instant
free.
roux today because I was like, this roux is not coming out the way it's supposed to come out. So I used the instant roux, and I'm like, and hopefully my husband's about to eat it, so we'll find out if it's good.
Okay, you have to tell me what instant roux is because I've never heard of it.
It's like it's a local made thing, and it's a
What is it made out of?
pretty much just all the stuff of roux, the flour, but it's a different kind of flour, so it's gluten free. So it's like potato flour and something else, and
Okay.
But
Interesting.
he's eating it. He's not throwing his head up in disgust. So does it taste okay? I just used a different kind of roux.
Well, I might have to find that instant roux and see if I can try it next time I make gluten-free.
Gluten-free company. Let me find it.
Instant react. Was the gumbo good?
He's not. He's eating it again. It's Savoy's. Oh, Walmart has it. So
There you go.
But we don't go to the Walmart, you said.
you don't have to go to the Walmart. No, you can go to Walmart, but not for king cake.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like that.
You have to know which
write
things
that
are
down,
illegal
too.
to buy at the
Good
Walmart in Louisiana.
I just want verification. That's all.
Janessa, there you go.
Okay. All right. I'll have to see if I can find that. So, have you seen another fun, back to yarn? Have you seen this like juicy couture yarn that they are selling at Joann's?
Which one?
No.
It's
Oh.
called juicy. You know, like we used to wear those. Well, I didn't wear them because
Yeah.
I wasn't cool.
The
But yeah, like the
sweatpants, the little
juicy
suits?
velour suits. So it's
No.
juicy velour, but it's yarn.
No.
And I went, and my
You
friend sent me a
have to
picture, and I was like,
remove
no.
shirts out
And
of
I don't know. It's like that like velvety stuff. I
No.
hated it. I touched it at the store, and I was like, nope, I won't. But the
I
fact
did
that it exists, it's like all of our, they're trying to, I don't know, who thought this was a good idea,
Somebody on the marketing team that's out of touch, I guess.
right?
What-
Like,
what
oh,
they need to do.
millennials are getting into crocheting and knitting and stuff. Let's bring back some nostalgia.
I did buy this.
What is that?
That's the
Is that the
green.
granny square?
That's the
Oh.
green.
Oh, have you tried it out? Does it work?
It takes a learning curve, but it does work.
That's cool.
That's pretty
Yeah.
neat.
All they need to do to get market research is just go stand in wherever your hobby store is and just watch people walk through the yarn and see which yarn they fondle the most. Like that's what you need to do. Those are going to be your big sellers. Like, come on
Yeah.
now.
And my husband mocks me because I'm always telling my kids like not to touch stuff in the store, and then he's like, "Oh, it's all you do. You go through the store and you touch everything." And I was like, "No, I don't." It's like, "Yes, you do. We can't go through Costco. We walk through the clothes and you touch all the clothes." I was like, "Well, that's because I can't buy it if it doesn't feel nice."
And you make yarn, so the iron, you should be like, I'm just product testing.
There you go.
Sure that it's okay.
Although, okay, I'm not wearing it. I wore it yesterday. I found at Costco, I do love me some Costco, a 100% merino wool shirt. It's a long sleeve shirt, and it's 100% wool, and it was like $18.
Oh, I would have bought
So
that.
of course I bought one, and then I went back to buy the same one in a different color, and they were all gone.
I would have bought that.
Right? And I was like, why don't we have more? And I keep saying, like, the more I learn about natural fibers and wools, like, the more I hate the fact that 75 to 90% of my clothes are plastic.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Like
now I look at sweaters at Costco, and I'm like, oh, this is really cute. I like the way it feels. And I'm like, oh, polyester. Never mind.
Like that company that makes the dress. My friend
Yes.
Birdie Ditch. Some of y'all might know her.
Yeah, Birdie. She did it. The 100 days or whatever. I know Birdie.
Yeah, we went to the yarn crawl together.
Yeah, Dirty Birdie. I haven't seen her in a hot minute. We don't talk. Okay, what happens at knit night stays at knit night. So I'm not going to say nothing about Birdie. I love Birdie.
I've known Birdie for years. But she did the dress challenge. And I was like, man, I just don't know if I have the nerve.
I don't know if I could wear the same piece of clothing every day for 100 days.
But I don't know. Because you wear it for 100 days, and then they give you like 50% off coupon or something like that.
It's a weird marketing ploy.
Right. I mean, but it's not cheap. Like the dress itself is like
they're like $200 or something ridiculous.
Right. But you don't have to wash it. You don't have to. I mean, not very often. But I'm like, really? Like, I mean, okay, she's in San Antonio-ish area, but I mean,
she's in what, Natalia now, right?
Natalia. So sorry, Birdie. But like, I don't know. I think I'm a little more human here. So I don't know if I can.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you smell great, Birdie. But
and there's a lot more of me than there is of Birdie. I can tell you that right
now. Although I did, okay, I can't. I'm wearing this. They have these bras that I got that are 100% merino wool. Well, I guess they're not. There's a little bit of spandex in it, but it's mostly wool.
I saw those. I haven't tried those either.
What is it called? Brawin? 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 I know what kills me is I was telling somebody about it and I was like, oh, this is amazing. It's actually really comfortable and nice and everything. They're like, isn't wool itchy? And I'm like, what wool have you touched? Come to my house. You're going to touch all the things and you're going to realize that wool is not itchy. Some wools are, but not all wools are made equal, my friend.
Right.
I like that invitation. You're coming to my house and you will touch things.
Touch the wool.
Right? Okay, this is alpaca.
And all of these yarns, and then you can leave.
You will leave more educated. And if you say that wool is itchy one more time, I will never speak to you again.
Buy some on the way out if you don't mind. But
right? You want to learn to knit while you're at it? Because that's what's going to happen.
Janessa's yarns are beautiful. Trust me.
Thank you.
I had a whole little. Let me see if I can find my picture.
Let's say, which one did you get? I'm curious.
My husband was like, "What did you buy?"
Nothing.
A lot.
So say I have my this is the January Club colorway.
Ooh.
I don't know if you can see it very well in this lighting.
September, October, babe. When did we go to Texas? October.
And I made new tags.
New tags?
New tags. It's all on like, so I used to buy like tags, I guess, from Vistaprint, but Vistaprint sucks, so I'm not using them anymore. So I have a Cricut, and I've been trying to see. Do you know the name of it?
No, because it's in my armoire.
So I started making my own tags because my friend was like, why are you spending so much money on having tags printed when people just throw them away anyway? And I was like, you know what? That's a good point. That's a nice haul.
I did good. We went to You're So Crafty, Unraveled, Yarnivore, and Farm to Needle. That's what we did.
Okay, I was going to say, all of them except for Farm to Needle have my yarn. So.
And yours, all the ones I got from you were all green and cream. Which, ironic, they like really kind of mimic this green that like St. Charles streetcar that.
Did you get I don't know.
You say
I like green. Let's see. There's lichen. There's.
That might have been it.
I'm trying to remember what Robin Kelly have. I love Robin Kelly.
I got these two greens and then a white. It was like a cream with speckles.
I love speckles. They're my favorite.
But I was I usually like blues and purples, and like, I don't know what happened. I just went for the greens.
The green day.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else is going to get that pun, but it made me laugh.
This is my St. Charles streetcar green.
I love green. Greens and blues and whatever. I don't like pink. I actually like have an unnatural disdain for the color pink. But I dye pinks because I know other people like pink.
I like this Tempest colored one that you have on your site.
Oh my gosh, Tempest has been like insanely popular.
It's beautiful.
I guess
Thank
it was
you.
good.
But yeah, so
I can't buy any more yarn until I finish this current project.
What are you
so many
working
people
on?
are like, I'm on a yarn diet. It's a new year, and they're like, okay, except for this one. Okay, maybe that one.
I am working on another shawl. I know you guys are really surprised. But there's a it sounds weird when I say a pair of twins. There's a pair of twins, and they both said like we would like to have a shawl made by you, and I was like, well, I can't just make one. I have to make two.
Right.
So I finished the other one, and now I'm doing this one, and I'm trying to do it in a way that makes me think of like their different personalities, because unfortunately they have like that thing where if you talk to one, it's like you're talking to both. But I'm like, no, there's subtle differences. I see them. I'm gonna let you know that I see them. So
Yeah.
That's cool.
yeah, they're really sweet. But now I'm looking at this Tempest yarn, being like, gotta keep my word, man. I can't buy new yarn until this is done.
I'm just waiting for the weather to warm up enough for me to go and dye some more because it's been so cold. I don't have running water to my dye space right now. So I have to wait until it warms up enough that I can have water that doesn't freeze the second it hits air.
Oh yeah, that would be a thing for sure.
That, I kind of like having all my fingers.
Yeah, that is helpful.
It is slightly helpful.
But if you play the whodunit, then you can win yarn.
That's true.
You like my segue there, Anne?
Perfect. Beautiful.
Because I have lots of good yarn to give away. So
I like free yarn.
He said, please do give away the yarn.
My husband asked me to stop buying yarn because
Look,
I had to redo my
I have
stuff.
like
And
bags of it because, okay, I admit some of the yarn that I'm giving away is clearance yarn that I got. But come on, it was like $1 of all. I had to get it. What
Had to.
Hobby Lobby went crazy and like ixnayed a whole bunch of their yarn selection. It sucks. So
Lobby.
I scooped it up while I could. So I have like all this sock yarn, and it was all
dude, Hobby Lobby sucks now.
I
I
know.
went in the other day with my mom, and we were looking for sock yarn. They do not have any sock yarn at
They
all.
have no sock
It
yarn.
has turned
Like who done it?
sort of like
Not that
fake
Joanne's has a
TJ
great
Maxx
soul.
nonsense.
Yeah.
It's all decor and crap.
Play who done it?
No
because I have, like,
crafting.
probably 12 balls of sock yarn from Hobby Lobby that I'm using as giveaways, along with other things.
Oh,
But
dang it!
and Chicken Lady, well, you can still win. You didn't read it. You don't know who done it.
Yeah, true.
And
okay, I better go read the next section.
Okay.
Technically,
So,
the only person that can't guess the winner is the beta readers because they already know the winner, but they can still participate in other things, other parts.
The
of
winner
it.
or the I thought we were guessing the murderer.
Guessing the murderer. They can't
Okay.
win the guessing the murderer part.
Okay.
So, this week, I was hanging out for a while and I made another Nerdrotic chat, but I was out and about.
You would do that?
Yeah. So, I was out and about. I ran out of yarn. So this is just like Patton's Croy black sock yarn, whatever. Which the last time that I bought at Joann's, was because Joann's was like getting rid of almost all of their yarn that had any wool in it. Like they still have the fisherman's wool, and they have a couple
That's
of.
what Hobby Lobby did.
I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, they still sell the woolies.
yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
That's not fingering.
That's not wool.
No, it's DK. And it's 80% acrylic, 20% wool.
Yeah,
And it's Lion brand, right? So I don't buy their yarn anyway. So that doesn't
Yeah.
count.
But anyways, all of that. And I was to finish my hat.
Sorry,
I was
Ann.
lucky that it's okay. I'm like, I have another ball of this. I did not have another ball of this. I have like a crate where I have all these little scraps and bits and pieces. And I was very lucky to find like a little tangled up bit of the same amount of yarn. I'm like, oh good, I can finish my hat. But it was fine.
You should have messaged me. I bought all that black for your puritanical thing that I still need to finish. So I've got all that black opal
but-
yarn.
That's true, but blacks
need
don't
one.
match all the time.
True.
Okay, I have a question. What do you guys do with like mini skeins? Because I love minis, but I never know what to do with them.
Granny squares.
Okay, if you're not a crocheter.
Granny
Well,
I use a lot of mine. Well, I like to make the half and half wrap, so that's fun with them. Or I use them in granny squares.
There's trimming that you could
Here.
put it on as well. I had one mini sample that somebody sent me, and so I put it on the ends of a scarf that I was making that complemented it, so that looked really well.
Nice. Because I do so for my yarn club, I have multiple. Just use a Sharpie.
Just use a Sharpie, and if your blacks don't match, just
That's
Sharpie 'em up.
fine. Just use a Sharpie.
No one will
So
notice.
part of my club is that when I was doing my little market research before, people were like, oh, I want minis. And so I started doing these 5 packs of minis, and they're all coordinating. But then
I could make so
nobody
many granny
buys
squares
them.
with that.
Well,
So I have
use them for
oodles and oodles of mini skeins.
I'll use them for socks and stuff. And Denise, she likes it. She got a whole mess of minis, especially I think in DK. She bought a bunch of from Molly Klein Design, and she'll do socks in them. She just randomly grab them. But I like them for toes and cuffs. And then I like them for the word just escaped me. Make a big. You know what that means?
Where?
Magic knot them all together.
What? What is
She's
that?
just saying you take them all and you just
Illuminati.
Make one big.
make them into a big ball. And
Make
use
them look like that.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. I like the word. I like the word.
Like your own little gradient.
Yes.
I like to use them for color work. I have this.
This was minis. This was all minis.
There you go. I like color work too. Like if you're doing hats, because I make a lot of hats for people. So if you just have a little bit of color work in the brim of a hat or something, or not the brim.
I mean, I have this pattern that I designed to do with minis. So
that's cute.
Yeah.
You're so talented.
Yeah, but if I'm making I like scraps more than minis, but I did use a lot of, what was the last thing Joe made us do, Ian? Was it this?
What was the last thing Joe made us do?
Like for a Stephen West challenge, you mean?
Yeah.
Or
But I actually did.
another random Joe challenge.
This was all minis.
Are these on your website?
There was something else we had minis for.
I thought you weren't buying more yarn, Carol.
Listen, I know what I said.
I said what I said. I didn't mean what I said, but I said what I said.
Do as I say, but not as I say.
Liz says it's the exploration station.
Listen, this is like, hey, I'm on a diet, and then everybody's like, look, I have delicious cake, and they just keep showing you the cake, and at one point you're like,
king cake.
Yeah, and if there's a baby in it, then you have to buy more cake.
Yeah,
and you're like, I'm sorry, there was a baby in the yarn. I had to.
I had to buy more yarn. Can we have king yarn? Is that a thing? Can we just stuff little tiny babies in king yarn?
Hey, you are the yarn dyer. You can do that.
I could.
I mean,
it could be like
those present balls.
Willy Wonka's golden ticket, but instead it's a baby.
I'm enjoying this callback so much.
Tina did a king cake. She did a king cake yarn, and I forgot what the other one was. And she actually put little beads in it. And I was like, "Oh, like the New Yorker trying to do New Orleans."
I would almost say that you should have a king cake yarn and then a little baby stitch marker, but I think that'd be weirder.
I don't know if I'd want a baby stitch marker.
It exists. I guarantee you, it exists.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
Because they're like,
maybe we should pick something else besides a baby.
But that's the thing, is the king cake baby.
The king cake. I was just trying to wind my yarn, and then a baby flew out. You know.
Maybe that's the actual secret of the whodunit, is somebody choked on the king cake baby. And that's how they get taken out.
Spoilers.
See, and in my head, I just thought of having my yarn on a Swift, right? And I'm just trying to wind it, and all of a sudden the baby flies out and flings and hits somebody in the eye or something.
Accurate.
That's what would happen in my house. Somebody would be in just the perfect wrong spot at that particular point in time. We used to have cats, and one time I opened up a bottle of champagne so I could make mimosas, and the cork bounced off the ceiling and hit the cat. And she was just sitting in a chair, minding her own business, doing cat stuff, and just gets smacked in the noggin by a rogue champagne cork.
Poor cat.
Cat
I
had it
found
coming.
them. I found the minis.
Oh, are you on my website?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
That's
so I
why I
have
was
like
like-
Currently shopping now.
there's minis games, and then there's like club leftovers or something, I think is what I called it. And it's
That's
got
gonna
like
be a good time.
all the
I like the minis
extras
because
are there.
it feels like not as big a commitment.
Yeah. Well, also like on my website and at all my shows, I do a thing where it's like $6 a mini, or you can get 5 for $25, and it's
Yeah.
automatically applied in your cart if you add 5 minis.
Like, you don't have to talk me into it. I'm already buying stuff.
I mean, I am I own best salesman, right? Is that how that works?
See, I like minis, but the truth is, I have like a stack of Lynn's minis right here, which are going to go in my blanket pattern. But it's like, I love minis, but if they like grew up to be full skeins, I'd be even happier.
Oh yeah, minis.
But like, see, like this is the minis for January, so I try to coordinate them with whatever the main skein colorway is.
Like that purple one is phenomenal. That one.
This
is,
one or this one?
That one, yeah, right there is
This one?
phenomenal. Yeah.
I like that one, and I like to mix colors, so it's not like it's just one single color. This is like a
Right.
mixture of a couple different colors to get that color, so nobody can copy me. As I like realize that I've got like thread trimmings in this bag because I've been quilting. You might get extra stuff in your yarn, just saying.
Just little extra bits.
Little extra bits, yes.
But yeah, I'm excited. This is going to be a mini eating project, and I am very, very enthusiastic about my blanket. And it is, as Janessa was saying, it's like everybody in their corner to corner blanket. This is a corner to corner quilt square, which
I will start it, and I
Ooh.
promise at some point I will start it.
which will get crazier as we go.
That's cute. I like that idea.
I'm excited, and I finally have a name for it. Miss Holly of Mystery Mouse Yarn had to help me because I'm kind of like what's her face from The Princess Bride. I am not long on imagination when it comes to yarn patterns. And I'm just like, what is this? It's an Israeli beanie, Betsy Ross, and then we have, I'm not like, let's do a fancy name. I'm like, it's the Stardust shawl because of the film. That's the theme. Don't ask me to be fancy with the names. So
That's like my husband. Every time I make a new colorway, I'm like, what should I name it? He goes, Greg.
That's
Like,
like me
I
when I
like-
write fantasy and I have to like start naming stuff, and I'm like, okay, it's a kingdom of what the fuck is on my desk? It is a kingdom of Majora. For Majora's Mask. Yeah.
Cute.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I
But-
promise I'll start it at some point, Anne. I promise.
Yeah. Anyways,
So are you going to tell us the name?
I was going to tell the name, but yeah,
Sorry, we got sidetracked. My bad.
it's okay. That and now I have to remember the name. Crap. Puzzle
Dude.
box. Puzzle box quilt. That's what it's called because it's it looks complicated, but if you know the trick, it really isn't, and you can
That's
see it
cool.
a lot of different ways. Because it will.
I don't know. It kind of looks like a swastika from here.
Oh no, not again!
Again.
I'm sorry.
Wait, you missed that, Carol?
Oh, you missed
I-
that whole Stephen West debacle?
I must
Yeah.
have.
He
So-
deleted his own pattern because some people said it looked like a swastika. He memory holed himself.
Yeah, it was bad for a while.
Honestly, I thought it looked like a windmill. I don't know where they were getting swastika vibes. I think maybe they just got a lot of white guilt. They don't know what to do with themselves.
Hmm.
It's gotta
That's a
be a
lot of it.
swastika. It's gotta be.
I come here for like my
I mean-
weekly information about what's going on in the
Right.
craft world.
He is blonde and white, so he has blue eyes too, I believe.
Oh,
I don't
genetics.
know.
It's like in the Europe area, which I've heard is kind of into that. So
I mean,
It's
you know,
kind of
it's
a
not like
thing.
we should judge someone based on their genetics solely, guys. Come on.
Well,
He had no control over the color of his hair or
that
eyes.
only counts
Or
if
what?
you're, whatever.
This is why I don't get invited to parties. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're
Which is why we're
delightful.
very happy for you to sit with us.
Woo. No, it's fun. I enjoy banter and stories, and
Yeah.
it's good fun.
Sorry, I had to give
Bad
the
jokes about buffalo and having frozen things. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, you can buy buffalo milk. Random fact.
I did not. I
You
don't
probably
think.
can't. I don't
I
think I
don't. I don't think you can buy it at the Walmart. Where do you get it from?
No. From the buffalo farm, ranch. I don't know. All I want to know is who is milking the buffalo.
I don't know, but every time people say buffalo, I think of the scene in It's a Wonderful Life.
Buffalo gals, won't you come
won't you
out
come
tonight?
out
Where she's in the bush.
Come out tonight.
That's all I can think about when.
That's all I can think about every time somebody says buffalo.
Yeah, no. Well, somebody has been saying Buffalo Gal a lot, and so that just makes me sing the damn song
But that's
every
the song,
single time.
Buffalo
It's making
Gal,
me
won't you come out
crazy.
tonight? Won't you come
I
out?
know.
Yeah, that's what makes me think
It's
of
not
it.
just. It's not just Buffalo. It's Buffalo Gal. It's terrible. Terrible
it is.
name.
Which
Terrible song.
apparently Buffalo are like hardcore, because I've read some book recently, and I don't remember which one it is because I read a lot of books, but and one of the
Relatable.
scenes was that this guy was taking people and killing people, and I won't spoil it.
That sounds like my kind of book. What?
But he was taking people.
Buffalo murder. What?
He was killing them in a variety of ways, but one of the ways that he killed this one particular lady was she was like, I guess she took care of the buffalo. I don't remember what happened, but he would drug them so they couldn't move, and then he would do whatever he did. So one of the ways he did was this lady, he took her, and it was somewhere in, oh gosh, I want to say the California coast somewhere, which evidently there's buffalo up there. I don't know. But anyway, and he put her like where they run. So they ran
That's
over
horrifying.
her.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
death by buffalo stampede?
literally death by a buffalo stampede. I was like, I did not see that coming to that story. I was like, whoa.
Well, I thought you were going to mention famous videos of my state when the dumb drunk biker at Sturgis thought it was a good idea to pet the fuzzy cow.
Yeah, fuzzy cows are not your friends.
Yeah,
Fuzzy
Mama got real
cows.
angry and
Yeah, no. Fuzzy
Didn't wanna be
cows are
pet?
not
it
pets.
was
Well, that's like all those people you see videos when they're in like Yellowstone National Park and they're like this
Yes.
close to a buffalo and they're trying to take a picture. Like, get in your car, dum dum.
Mm-hmm.
That thing could step on you and just you die. It just
Right.
stop.
They skipped the Darwin lesson in school. That's what happened.
There's a reason we have Darwin Awards. We'll just put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? It cracks me up. So like, just the ignorance of a lot of people who just don't travel or don't, I don't know, educate themselves with anything other than America. But there was like a video of the amount of snow that they've been getting in Norway, which is like insane. But you know how in Europe, in most other places in the world, when they do the date, it's day, month, year.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were like, all these people were like, this is in the future. This is fake news. This isn't really happening. It's in the future. How could that happen if it's not even April yet? And it's because it was 4/1 of 2024. And everyone is like,
People are so
you know that
dumb.
they don't write the date the same everywhere, right? It's Norway. It's
Painful.
January there. Not April.
If it's January here, it's January there.
Right. It was just like, it was baffling how many of these. I think at one point I counted, there was like 32 consecutive comments of people saying like, wow, it must be the future in Norway, or oh, it's amazing that Norway's in April already and the rest of us are in January. It's like, you guys didn't even bother to like do your research before you commented.
That sounds like
Got
the
it.
brilliant person in a local post today was like, where's all this ice, man? It's so lame. I'm like, ma'am, you posted that at like noon. Okay. At
Mhm.
7:00, my husband had to wrench his truck door open, and we had to put
Mhm.
water on the windshield so he could get his windshield wipers to go.
Oh,
Not
please
hot
don't put water on your windshield if there's ice.
Cold water,
Yeah.
not hot water.
Yeah, you
Okay,
have to do
good.
cold.
I
Yeah.
was like,
Cold
oh
water.
no.
Cold water. No, cold
I
water.
remember.
You know
I
what you
remember.
should do instead of cold water? Mix some like rubbing alcohol. Or
Yeah.
honestly, vodka. Cheap vodka works
I got
really
that.
well.
Not cheap vodka, but I got vodka.
Because
But
when I was in college and I couldn't afford to do stuff, that's what I would do. Is I go buy like the big cheap thing of vodka in a plastic bottle, and I would dump that in my windshield wiper stuff, and it worked great because it doesn't
she
freeze.
was
It's
like,
vodka.
"Where's the ice?" I'm like, "It's melting. Like it was here. You weren't awake for it." Like,
That reminds me of like a little while ago where people were discovering that bay leaf in food was a thing, and so they were freaking out because there was a leaf in their food. And I was with somebody when that happened. They're like, "They're just putting leaves in the food." And I was like, "Did you take home ec? Like, who failed you?"
and that's
Didn't
good
you
luck.
have a German grandmother?
Right?
What
Or like there was one I remember specifically, it was like Chipotle or something. They were like, they're putting tree leaves in our food.
Yeah,
And I was like,
that was the thing that set it off.
It's
Yeah.
called bay leaf. Yeah, and if you get the bay leaf, it's good luck. So
is it?
that's
As
what
long
we
as you
say.
don't eat it. If you eat it, it might
Yeah,
not be so
if you
good
get
luck.
it, yeah. But if you get it, you pick it out. You're like, look, I got the bay leaf. It's like a thing.
It's good luck.
like the
Oh
baby
my God.
Jesus?
It's in my
Yeah.
book right now. So I'm gonna
Bay
go-
leaves and baby Jesus. That's the name of whatever book I'm gonna make out of this conversation.
Bay leaves and baby Jesus.
Yeah, and
Little
Amy,
plastic babies.
everybody's saying you should use brine on your windshield if you have to do it
You
again.
You should.
I
You
mean,
should
why
use
not?
brine.
I'm so amused by that. Like I don't. That just I'm easily amused, just generally as a whole, and I was just so amused. Like there was something called Salty Dog. They were just, like, so proud of their brine solution.
That's awesome.
Like Boudreaux and Thibodeau were going down the road taking care of it. Look, I just was so amused.
Oh my gosh. I have to find that thing where they take and they make all the different funny names, like the name competition for all their I don't know. We watch my husband's like super into hockey, so there's a lot of Canada that happens
There's
here.
one. Did you know we have hockey? Like you wouldn't think we have hockey, but apparently we have minor league hockey. We have a Baton Rouge
It's
team.
minor league, so
Oh, yeah, it's minor league. Trust me, it's minor. And hello,
We have minor league hockey, but you'd think we'd be better at it. South
no, we
Dakota.
suck. And like, there's a Baton Rouge team and there's a Gulfport team, and the Baton Rouge team, like, none of them are from here, obviously, clearly, because they know how to play hockey. And so the reporter girl will be like, they'll come off the rink and she'll be like, "How do you say this?" And she makes them say like a Louisiana word. That's like the best fun. It's so fun. Because it's like, "Hi, I'm Bob from Alberta, Canada." They're making him say like Chapatulas. And he's like, "Whoa."
that's how I felt when I moved to San Antonio and it was like Bear County and I was like Bexar. No, it's Bear, but there's an exit. Yeah, but pretend it's not there. It's like just pick a letter in the middle and just
look it in
pretend
the
it's not
eyes.
there.
We were there for like 7 days, and I'm like, "What is FM? Why is every road named FM?"
Farm Road.
It's not a radio station. And finally, Carrie who deprogrammed was like, "It's Farm to Market." I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah, Farm to Market Road, whatever. Or like what was Bells,
Yeah.
the store. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, oh yeah, it's over there by the Beals, and they were like, what's up, Beals? And I was like, yeah, Beals, Beal, Beals. They're like, it's Bells, but it says Beals. We're like, yeah, but it's Bells. Y'all don't know how to spell, do you? There's 2 L's in Bell. All right. Or what's the other one? Nagadoches.
Negadocious.
Yeah. I don't know. And then they say that we have weird words up here, like Pueblo. I didn't realize that Pueblo was such a difficult word. Pueblo. I've heard like Piablo and some other thing, and I was like, that's more Spanish than.
No, I knew how to say Pueblo because I think they taught us that. It means a flat.
Yeah. Well, there's Mesa, and then
I knew that.
I don't know. But it cracked me up because it was like every time I said something, I was like, I feel like I'm saying it wrong because every time I say it, you guys look at me like I'm a little special. What did I screw up? What word did I mess up? I need someone educate me on Southern Texas words. I'm a little lost.
Texas is definitely.
Or green? Who spells green
is it
with a
green?
U?
It looks like gruini. And
Yeah, what is that?
I'm like, it's green. I'm like, Gruene.
Waxahachie? What the hell is Waxahachie?
I don't know what that one is.
I don't either, but I saw the sign for it and I was just like, what is a... Or Houston it's a house. It says Houston. Houston house. English is hard.
But in New York, isn't it Houston Street? It's not Houston Street. I'm pretty sure it's Houston Street in New York. I don't know why I know that. Like a random book somewhere.
Right?
I feel like that's a thing. Like it's Houston Street and not Houston. Houston's scary, y'all. That's like scary. I thought New Orleans was scary. Texas
is it?
I don't know. It's okay out here.
Texas.
I didn't spend a lot of time there, so I don't know.
It snowed yesterday. I have a complaint. It snowed yesterday. I was told I would not have to deal with snow in Texas. I would lie to. Lie.
That's what I'm saying. I should not have to live in this 17 degrees outside right now. It's not normal. That's not a thing. Like as soon as
the same temperature as here.
we're lighting the fire. And
I got a good dog story. I got a great dog story. So I've got like my heated blanket because I get cold, right? I'm from the desert. You know, my default temperature is 90 degrees, not the 17 that's outside right now. But I've got like a little space heater right here to help keep me warm because I'm a sensitive child, right? So I was in the middle of a meeting and all of a sudden I was like, man, I'm cold. I've got the blanket on. I've got the space heater. Like, why am I cold? And I look over and my dog has decided to take a nap in front of the space heater. And that girl is eating up all my heat. And when I poked her to move her, she like looked at me and she was like, no, and laid back down.
Like, nada.
Yeah.
He's like, thanks for this heater. I really
this
appreciate
one. It's this one right here.
Great, I really appreciate it. Thanks.
This lazy bum. And I showed her. I just turned the space heater off, and then she got up and left the room.
I don't even know. I don't know where mine are, but
see, I just have a little black dog that like he's a seat stealer. So if you're sitting on the couch and then you get up to get a drink or something, you come back, dog is in your spot. But the problem is he's black and he blends in with everything. So he gets sat on constantly. And then he looks at you like you did something wrong. Like, how dare you sit on me? I was just keeping it warm for you. But don't come back.
oh,
Such a little brat.
I am starving and it's time to light the fire.
I love how you guys are all so like, oh, it's barely below freezing. We're dying.
It's below freezing now. I think I'm pretty sure. Hold on. It's technically below freezing. It's 27 people. 27.
27.
27.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, when it was 27 outside, we were like, wow, it's really nice. I hope
Okay.
it stays this way. It did not.
But
Today it got up to like 30 and I was like, oh, it's kind of warm. I think I'm going to take off my hoodie.
But like people don't understand. We're below sea level. We just don't do that here. Okay? It just doesn't happen here.
I was wearing two pairs of pants for the last week. It was
It's
great.
gonna be 19 degrees when I get up to go to work tomorrow. 19.
Again, would that it be 19 degrees?
Okay, but you're in South Dakota. Okay, I'm in
South
Louisiana.
Dakota.
With the wind chill of minus 40. Just
Exactly. You choose to live where the air hurts your face. I choose
exactly.
to live.
Keeps out the riffraff. That's what I say.
Only the strong survive here.
I choose to live where the land of swamp ass. You choose to live where the air hurts your face.
Oh, that's why Louisiana smells funny?
Swamp ass, yes.
Reason for the season.
Now I gotta go remind my kid to go outside and turn the outside faucets on because it's time.
Oh my god. That is one thing. That one time I went to Louisiana, it was a big culture shock. I'll tell you what. And then I met my ex-husband's family, which I found out he doesn't really have a family tree. He's like a family bush
Yeah, me too.
because he's somehow his own fifth cousin.
I feel you.
I still can't figure out. There was like 2 sets of twins, I guess, and then like they married, right? But then at some point they decided they didn't like each other and they swapped.
Oh,
So now they're all like half cousin sisters.
Mine are worse
Brothers.
than that, but we'll talk about that off of the live.
And I've never heard the N-word used in that manner so much. It was so uncomfortable. Like we went out into the public and I was like, oh, they mean it. I don't want to be here anymore.
I don't know, but I'm going to eat some gumbo.
You enjoy that gluten-free gumbo.
And
get
then
that gumbo.
For real.
Midnight is tonight, right?
Yeah.
It is. They swap their times around so that they are actually
It's
starting.
sports ball.
Yeah. They're actually.
Oh, that's why they did it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Who's playing?
No, but they were playing last night
They usually,
Oh,
knit night's usually on Mondays.
on Monday.
gotcha. But Monday Night Football and then Super Bowl happens. and
Well,
then-
Monday Night Football, and it was a Steelers game. So Teresa's like hardcore Steelers fan. So, which she doesn't have to worry about that anymore. They lost. Sorry, Teresa. Hey, my team didn't even make
Shots fired.
My team didn't even make it to the playoffs. So what can I say?
Yeah,
So,
no. My team.
I don't know.
sucked
We
out
have the
too, so
Broncos,
it's
and
all
I have
good.
absolutely no idea if
What'd
they're
you
even
say?
still in.
Well, your team's out too. So
Uh-oh. It's a Dom stick. Watch out.
he likes the Cowboys. I do not.
Ugh,
Somehow we're still married.
hate the Cowboys.
I know.
Hate them.
Oh my gosh. I like hockey. I don't.
My oldest likes hockey. I don't know anything about hockey.
Me neither.
When my
Sorry.
when my kids were really little, I think Harrison must have been like, I don't know, 6 or 7 or something like that. And the Saints and Cowboys play every now and then. And I have a video of him, like, I taught him the song and Paul was so mad because it was like, because our chant is who dat said he gonna beat them Saints. And so I taught my kid to say, who dat said he gonna beat them Saints? Not the Cowboys. And he was so mad. And I think we lost. But
Doesn't matter.
I'm pretty sure we
It's
lost.
still cute though. It's
It is
still
cute.
cute.
I have a little video of him saying it. Now he's like graduating high school.
Just next when he gets married, play the video.
Oh, I know. I have like a whole like Facebook like album just for like his senior year. I'm like make a whole album of embarrassing pictures.
Because it's only fair, right? Because they embarrass us all the time in public. So it's only fair that we get a little bit to get them back,
Exactly.
right?
So
Like
I'm gonna-
my oldest daughter, we had gotten off a plane. I think she was 5, and it was in DIA, which is massive. I don't know if you've been there. It's massive, and we were not the only plane that had just landed. And we went to the bathroom because it's like we have to do a tactical wee. We just got off the plane, and we're in the bathroom. It's packed. She's in the stall with me. I've got her on the toilet. She goes, "Mom, it smells like tuna in here." I was like, "Did you say?" She goes, "No, really. It smells like tuna." I was like, shut. And I can hear the stall next to me. She is like trying to keep it together. She's cackling under her breath. Like I could hear it. And I'm like, oh my God, what do I say? What do you say? I was like, sometimes he smells Pete, hurry up.
They just need to clean. It's fine. It's no big
Yeah.
deal. Over.
And then it's my turn. And she goes, are you going to pee on top of my pee? Sure. Pretty sure it all just intermingles in there. But yeah, we'll go with that. We're just going to.
Oh, kids are fantastic. They
And I'm
really
going to
are.
tell every boyfriend, everybody's going to hear that story until I die.
That's awesome.
'Cause it's
They
fantastic.
Well,
Tuna,
thank
of
you.
all the things, tuna.
Thank y'all for having me.
Thanks, Amy.
I never
Nice
know
to meet
See
you.
you later.
because you don't know who gets murdered. It might be Anne. I don't know.
I hope it's me.
Really?
Oh, I hope I die.
Terrifying.
And I'm not even
Oh,
saying
good
one
Lord.
person gets murdered. It might be 2. It might be 3. You don't know how people
Ooh,
get
it
murdered.
might be like an Inspector Morse situation where you're like, how is there possibly faculty at this college?
Because there's still part 4 coming and the conclusion. So you have your time. So, and there's lots of yummy presents to be given away. So I don't know who done it. Well, I know who done it, but
You know, you wrote the story. We don't know who done it.
I know who done it.
Right.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. They won't notice. They won't notice. They'll never know. They'll never know, right?
Right.
They'll never know. Bye, y'all. I'm going to get food.
Enjoy your gumbo.
Bye.
Bye. Oh,
What
man.
up, people?
And then it
Well,
was us.
And then there were 4.
Yes.
Oh, man. Actually, I should probably go because it's like 6 o'clock, which means that my husband is going to text me in approximately 4 minutes and ask me if I'm going to be eating dinner or starving to death. I don't know if you guys, do you do that where you get like so just concentrated into whatever project and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's been 6 hours and I haven't even eaten or like gone to the bathroom.
As the person
My
that was
people
late
still.
to the stream because I was crocheting, I can possibly identify with your question.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
No. My
You ever do
people bother me too much. I can't, like, I'll be into something. I'll be like, dude, mom, can we have lunch? Can we have dinner? They're like, oh, fine. Why you guys got to eat every few hours? What's up with
Right?
that?
You can get
Come
the
on.
snacks yourself. What do you even need me for?
Yeah.
I'm very
Yeah,
into
that's
regular meal times, as can probably be.
You know, I even tried like putting it in my phone, like reminders to eat. And then I'm like, oh, cool. And then I'll eat in a second. And then I continue to do whatever it was doing.
I usually have like this moment if my husband doesn't come in here and tell me I need to eat because he'll let me figure it out on my own sometimes. But I'll be like really into like whatever it is that's going on at work. And at one point I'll be like, man, I'm like feeling terrible. Like I feel like I want to die and I don't know why. And I'll look at my phone. It's like it's 6 o'clock at night and the last time I ate was yesterday. I should go eat.
Yeah.
I accidentally
I've never had that
fasted and
problem.
didn't know it.
Unfortunately, that's not a thing that I've had to deal with.
But see, my problem is I have kids, but it's like I'll stop to feed them because I know they need to eat, but I don't feed myself.
I do that on the days we go to co-op, you know, I make sure that the kids have everything. I make sure they have lunch. And then I'll arrive at co-op and I'll like say to one of the moms, like, watch my kids because I forgot to pack myself a lunch. I didn't eat breakfast because I was doing all the mom stuff.
Right?
But yeah.
Exactly. I do that all the time. And my husband is like, why is it that you won't like make food for yourself? I was like, because I'm too busy making food for at least 3 or 4 other humans that feeding me was not on the agenda.
Yeah.
Like I'll snack, you know, like I'll be, you know, cutting up an apple or something. You're like, oh, cool, apple. I'll eat one. And then you do, you know, whatever else. They're not going to know if there's one slice missing. Nobody knows, but it's fine.
Yeah. But my biggest thing is when we're trying to go somewhere. That's when, because I'm making sure that everybody's got all their stuff and we're getting out of the house and we got a time frame, and that's when I forget to do it. Generally, I'm good though.
I just started putting granola bars in the diaper bag, so then I have at least something.
See, I carry
Need some
granola bars in my
emergency
purse,
food.
and then my kids eat them. And then I don't have, and then I have wrappers. I went to get a granola bar the other day, and it was just a wrapper, and I was real sad. So whatever.
Those little stinkers.
Because at least if you're gonna do it, like throw out the trash. I don't want to
Right?
find your trash.
Like, why did you leave evidence of your wrongdoings?
Yeah.
You
can
little
steal my
thief.
snack.
They do it all the time. Mine do it too. It's like, oh, I'll the granola bars that I put in the diaper bag are for everybody, but I try to make sure that there's like Cliff bars and the cheap granola bars and whatever else, and I'll put it all in there. And then I don't realize it that while we're driving, they're having their own little mini snack time back there. And then they're like, Mom, there's no more granola bars in the bag. I said, what do you mean? I just filled it. And yeah, there's wrappers and like bits of half-eaten granola bar, and it's just how?
Yeah. And I love the empty boxes. Like I'll think I'm gonna go get something, and then I pull out the empty box, and that makes me just nutty. Because once again, I don't care if you eat it, but why are you leaving the trash there for me to pick up? And
Or like,
I don't know to buy more. Like that's the thing I'm also telling them. If you leave the empty box in there, I think it's in there, so I won't buy any more. So
Well, and then like the thing that drives me nuts is my oldest will leave like literally just enough milk at the bottom of the milk jug for like a mouthful.
Yeah.
And he
it'd be
puts the
gross.
jug back. And I'm like, just drink it. Just drink out of the jug. If you're just one mouthful is not enough to put it back in the fridge, my guy. Okay?
Yeah, no.
Just chug it and get a new gallon of milk. Okay? Can we just please?
That just feels better if you just leave like a little bit. Like, I didn't take it all. I left you this like
Right?
little thing to wet the cereal with. I'm helping.
Yeah. I could
See-
wet like 2 Frosted Flakes with that. Thanks.
See, I am
now-
a total finisher when it comes to any like food thing. I'm like, there's a little bit extra. I'm eating it because it's like when there's like a dish and it's like, oh, you have your little buffet and there's a dish. Like, it's okay. There's like half a scoop of potatoes. I'm like, that's stupid. I'm taking all of it. I'm eating it. Thanks. You can clean your dish now. Thank you. It's fine. You don't have to be like, well, there's 5 green beans here. Should we get a little plastic container? No, don't do
To
that.
put it in a Ziploc baggie. Put it in the fridge.
Right.
Okay, so for 5 green beans, I would eat them. But like if it's just a
Right.
small portion, like I'll put everything in the fridge, like little tiny portions, and then that's what I'll eat. I'll be like, oh, here's this bit of corn and this bit of beans and like rice, and it's all of a sudden it's just like
A mini
I get the
meal.
leftovers, like these tiny little bits of leftovers. Oh well.
Oh my gosh.
How about
And then
soup
like
today?
I lived with my mother-in-law for a little bit, and she'll take a bite out of something and then put it back. Like you go to get a slice of like cold pizza, you want to heat up leftover pizza, and then there's like 2 slices left, and you're like, cool, I'm gonna have 2 slices of pizza, and there's like 1 slice and then 1 slice with a bite missing. Like the whole tip of the pizza is gone. Or you'll have a bag of cookies or something, and then you go to to grab a cookie, and there's like 1 cookie, but there's only like half a cookie because there's a chunk missing. It's like, just eat the cookie. Why did you bite the cookie? Just eat the cookie.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be okay with that. Like
It's like,
sometimes
oh,
my
I can
kids will
tell
get something out and then they don't want to eat it, and then they get a baggie and they put it in the baggie because that's their snack now. That's not like I got one that like ate half a granola bar, and I'm like, well, you got to do something with it. You can't just leave it. So
Mine will leave it to like, I don't know, the kitchen gods are supposed to just somehow dispose of their stuff.
I love it. They like to eat Pop-Tarts. They'll eat one and then a half of one.
Yeah.
And then the other half just languishes on the table until I finally, like sometimes I'll be like, let's see how long this sits here. It'll be like 2 days and I'll be like, would somebody please do something with this Pop-Tart? But anyway.
And by then it's all like dried out and nasty. And then nobody's
Okay.
gonna eat it.
I know in my house, whenever there's something that I plan on eating later, I have to make like direct eye contact with my spouse and be like, this cup of coffee that is in my hand is going to go in the fridge. In an hour, I will probably grab it and I will finish it. Please do not drink it. Because, over the course of our marriage, like there have been times I've gone to the fridge to grab my leftover pizza or whatever. And because I did not communicate that I would consume it at a later date, it was gone when I needed it the most. And then I'm hangry, and then it's World War III in my house because all I wanted was 1 slice of pizza, and it's gone.
All your hopes and dreams were for that one.
It was. So I was like, all I wanted was my leftover pineapple pizza, and it's gone.
Well, if you like
I
pineapple
understand.
pizza, it would last a very long time in my fridge. There's only 1 person in the house that will eat it.
That's the thing.
Everybody else is
I like
like,
get tacos and stuff because nobody else, well, my husband would eat them, but generally I don't have to compete with anybody else. It's just me and him. If I tell him I want it, he won't eat it. Got to find what they don't want.
yeah,
That's the deal.
that's fair.
See, I for a period of my life, I worked at a pizza place where part of it was the mess up pizzas you could take home. So like I am like very like, oh, it's pizza. I will take it. It's been sitting there for days. Yeah, still mine though. Are you?
Pizza is pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, we
so,
left the
I mean,
pizza
I
out
like community
overnight. Still
before,
pizza.
but I'm like, whatever.
I don't know. We eat a lot like Costco pizza because it's cheap and it's pretty decent. And my son is like, I think Costco pizza tastes better reheated. I was like, that's fine. You can eat as much leftover Costco pizza as you want, sweetheart.
Yep.
But then there's
But-
like certain leftovers they won't touch, like macaroni and cheese. If you make Kraft macaroni and cheese and then there's leftovers and you put it in the fridge, it dies there. Like they refuse to eat leftover macaroni and cheese.
That's like the best
At least
hangover
they'll eat it.
food.
Leftover mac and cheese is great.
Yeah.
I don't. Apparently, it's untouchable.
It reheats so well. It's got that good napalm quality.
You put some fried spam in that, man, you're good.
Oh my god, spam!
You gotta
Dude,
fry
I
it
made-
though.
Yeah. I made
My
homemade
father-
macaroni and cheese the other day. My kids said, this is too cheesy.
What?
And I was like, excuse me?
It's too cheesy.
It's macaroni and cheese. What is it supposed to be?
It's the cheesiest. That's what it says on the box.
It was homemade, so
Okay.
it didn't say
So
anything.
it's
on the
even
box, but
cheesier.
Right?
It was delicious. I had one kid that was like, I'm gonna eat the entire pan of this, and the other kid was like, I can't eat this. This is too cheesy. And I'm like,
My
Are you
youngest
kidding me?
refuses to eat hot dogs. I've never met a kid that wouldn't eat a hot dog, and this kid is like, no, hot dogs, won't touch it. No hot
that's
dogs.
frustrating.
Like he'll eat floor candy and rice that's been in his seat for 2 days, but hot dogs, no. No hot dogs.
That's
He loves
funny.
chicken tikka masala, but won't eat a hot dog. Some people's
Oh,
children.
wow. Some people's children. Some people, that's me.
Yeah.
My children.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
Well, we are hitting the 2-hour mark. Our
Mhm.
chat is divided now between us and Knit Night. So
I think Knit Night starts at 9. At least that's what she said on Instagram. But if I'm wrong, please tell me.
no,
That's okay. My
Uh,
phone is about to die because I
yeah,
forgot to
Liz-
plug it in.
yeah, Liz in the chat says that she's got a skedoodle for Knit Night. So I think it's starting pretty soon.
You're getting
Well,
ready.
Uh-huh.
I'll go save my
So-
husband from my offspring.
They start at 8 Central. So yeah, they'll start in an hour. Yeah. Well, thanks for
Okay.
coming.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. Oh my
That was
gosh, that's a lot.
fun.
And yeah, if you want to do a discount code or something, I'll make one for the website. For
Well, who
your
is at that?
yeah. So they can only get the discount if they actually watched it.
Okay.
Oh.
Should I make it up now? I can make up a code. What would be a good code? What's the name?
That's up
The
to you. Name wars.
Aren't we supposed to be like some kind of like, well, I say we, it's more like you guys. I just kind of invite myself. But it's what was like the latest drama? Like a bunch of degenerates that like to
Oh
have,
yeah,
like-
that all we do is sit around and talk about like sex and porn and
Sex.
stuff.
oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
because we're
Yeah,
just
do
like
sex and-
crazy, horny.
Well,
people.
because we talk about gender stuff, so it's only okay if you are on their side when it comes to these issues. If
But
you
gender
speak out against it,
is
if you
not the
speak out,
same
like-
as. Hmm.
yeah, no.
But you should make a thing about that just for giggles.
Or we could make it like baby cake or something.
That's true. Baby cake would be pretty good. It's a double meaning. You
Yeah.
got cakes with babies in it. It's kind of sexist, which I love.
But also we have yarn cakes.
Yarn cakes.
Oh,
Very
Yarn
yarn
good.
cakes.
I like all of that. Yeah.
Baby cake. Okay, I'll make it baby cake.
Baby cake.
Baby
Baby
cake.
cake.
I'll go put it in when I go inside. I'll put it in the computer on the website. So if you put in the code baby cake, you can get 20% off the website.
Whoa!
Well,
You
I'm
got to give me
going
like
to
10
look.
minutes.
Cool.
I think somebody
Yeah.
might be buying minis. I'm not going to say any names, but
What?
there are
Somebody is
mini
buying something.
skeins if anybody is in need. Whether or not they're on a yarn diet is irrelevant. Because I'm pretty sure diets are just meant to be broken. I don't know.
Yeah, and
So I
you
don't
don't
do them.
I mean, my business card does say yarn enabler, so I have zero shame. None whatsoever.
I love that so
That's cool.
much.
Baby cake.
Baby cake.
Baby
Baby
cake.
Euphoria knits.
Baby cake.
Yes. You saying it so you don't forget?
I love it. I
Yes.
love it's like code word. Fake cake.
If I say it 7 times, it commits it to memory, right? Is that the rule?
Couldn't tell you.
It sounds
Nah.
right. It sounds right.
I think you have
Yeah.
to write it 7 times, but I'm not
Oh.
sure. Don't quote me. Don't quote me.
I mean,
Don't
that's
quote
how I used to back in the day when you actually had to remember phone numbers. That's what I would do. Is I would get a piece of paper down, and you'd write it down like a bunch, and then the first time you called it, you get somebody else. There was a guy that I probably called I don't know how many times trying to call my mom because the last 2 digits I kept like switching.
Funny.
I think her phone number was like 15, and I would call 51, and that poor guy, he's like, I don't know why your daughter keeps calling, but I can't help her.
I remember once in school, I think it was like a snow day thing where it was like, so we're going to be out early, call your parents if you need to. And I went to call my parents and I accidentally called my best friend's house first because I was like so used to putting in that number.
It was
I'm
like
oh, wait,
autopilot.
it's her dad. Never mind.
You just hung up on him. Oh my gosh. I remember we got
That's
wireless
awesome.
phones and I was talking to my friend on the phone. I don't know why I decided to like walk into my closet, but somehow I managed to get a neighbor's phone call. So like we could no longer talk to each other, but we could hear someone else's conversation. And I just didn't move for a few minutes. And I was like, oh, I feel super special. Like I was spying or something, right?
Mm.
And then I felt a little bad because I was like, that wasn't my conversation. I don't even know what they said. It was just like a couple of ladies talking about recipes or something. Who knows? But yeah, like it was weird. We somehow intercepted another phone call. Technology, man. Kids don't know how good they have it.
Technology.
Sorry, it just reminds me of this absolutely terrible, terrible film called Cellular. Ever heard it, seen of it?
I've heard of it, but I don't think I've seen it.
Okay. It is a very young Chris Evans, and Jason Statham is the villain, and he has kidnapped this woman because like her husband had some footage of some dirty cops, and she was in the attic somewhere, and they broke the phone instead of just like unplugging it. They broke the whole phone. But because she was a science teacher, she like connected the wires until it called any number, and it called Chris Evans, who is like a 19-year-old high school or 18-year-old high schooler kid. And he had to keep the phone going so he could figure out where she was and try to like get her son before he was also kidnapped. And it was a dreadful film. Sorry, that was too much of a plot.
It was dreadful. So here's why not to watch it.
Yeah.
Well, if you like a young Chris Evans, which,
I don't know. They show his butt.
I don't think so.
If
He
there's
has
no
a nice
abs,
I
back.
don't remember that.
if there are no abs, I'm going home.
Wow.
Is he topless at all in the movie?
Again, you'd think I'd remember that too. Probably.
Right?
But I don't
Isn't
remember
that
who
why we
I
watch
do.
things like Outlander? Because we just want to see topless men doing yard work? I don't.
Mm-hmm. Domestic work and shirtless. Like that's like we're
Yeah.
men, right?
Be shirtless and go ride a horse somewhere, and that's all it takes.
Yeah, I was
You know?
talking to one of my coworkers we were talking about Usher, and I was like, listen, Usher made a living off of making songs about getting constantly caught cheating on his significant other, but the women didn't care because he had abs. Like
Yeah,
that was
well,
literally.
there were even lyrics. Were there lyrics? I don't remember.
Yeah,
being
there were.
lyrics.
It was like, baby, I'm sorry I got caught, and baby, I'm sorry I got caught, and like shows the abs. Like, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. It's okay.
Well, you forgive you. Just you're not allowed to put a shirt back on for a while.
Yeah, I notice every time like Usher's sales seem to go down, he makes another song and he's got his abs out again.
I mean,
It's a proven tactic. It works. Yeah.
they say sex sells, but I heard we weren't allowed to talk about sex on this, so.
Yep. Not anymore. I can't talk about anything. I gotta go. It's time to get my kids ready for bed. But
Yeah.
so you guys can keep on if you feel like it. Knit Night is at 9 Eastern on YouTube on the Knit Night channel, so you guys can check them out.
Awesome.
Fun stuff.
Do that.
Well, I'm
Good
gonna
to
head out
see
too
you.
because it's dinner time in my side
Oh,
of the world. So
okay.
Yeah.
it was
Cool.
nice
Try,
to
guys.
to meet you,
It was nice to meet you too. I hope
and
you have
nice
good
to talk to
yums.
you two again. Since you're up
Yeah,
there
always.
on my thing, I'm backwards somehow.
Yeah, you get used to it when you do enough lives.
I'm not that popular, so
Cool. All right. So I'm out. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for coming.
Baby
bye.
cakes.
Thank you, baby cake.
Baby cakes.
Baby
Baby
before
cake,
your
not
knits.
plural. Baby cake,
plural,
one
sorry.
cake. You only
Singular
get one
baby cake.
cake. Oh,
Yep,
one
yep,
baby,
cake.
one cake.
Cool, cool. All
Amen.
right.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
I'll just keep waiting.